Hey, and welcome back to the Metropole Grid. My name is Andre. Thanks so much for dropping by. It is September 20th, he says, as confidently as every other time he launches this stream. What does this button do? Oh, nice. Thanks so much for dropping by. How's y'all doing? Hopefully you're having a good week. It's becoming autumn, I think tomorrow, which is pretty cool because that's the best. That's the best one. Rain, how's it going? Oslo Shank said, what's up? I thought my phone was out of battery. Actually, the Metro good notification. Yeah, I get those notifications too. How annoying are those, right? Yeah, I have those. Also, Marc Andre, how you doing, y'all? Welcome. We got a stream today. We did our last week where we talked a lot about worlds. Yo, System Outage, how's it going? How you doing, man? Yeah, we talked a lot about worlds today. Totally different. Today we gotta play some Netrunner. We're gonna do some interesting deck building. Actually, I got a really fun email. Good evening, Dumbbrick. How you doing? Got a really funny idea for a deck list that I think might be actually okay. So we're gonna build something, jump into that. But if you're new here, pull up a name and say hello in chat. Maybe ask some questions, figure out stuff. There's a lot of people. We saw Worlds actually. There's a lot of people in chat that were like kind of newer to the game. Maybe they just heard about Netrunner. It did admittedly get a lot of press when they decided to no longer officially support it. But maybe meet some people. Good, buddy. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm actually doing pretty good. Been having a really busy time at work. Going to go see my family back in Ontario for the weekend to celebrate my brother's birthday, which is actually not this week. It's next week, but this is what made sense. In Slovenian culture, apparently it's bad luck to say happy birthday to someone before their birthday. So we're just not going to address it. We're just going to have a dinner, I guess. Can we play some Jumon if you have the time? Actually, I have a different thing planned specifically for today. By Jumon, you mean the agenda. That's a 6-2 agenda. It actually might be a good enough segue, Rain, into what we're doing today. If you don't know, we generally start this stream with the deck list of the week, and this one, former team, is actually from Toronto. Josh Quinlan came top 8 of Worlds playing a Jinteki Biotech deck, and actually we saw a fair bit of Jinteki Biotech on the stream in both day 1B and on day 2 of Worlds. Also, shout out to Maximum Sushi, Dan from Toronto. Apparently they've been working on this deck for a while. I remember at Toronto Nationals coming there and talking to Dan and friends, and they said, like, yeah, we got a Biotech game. It's been winning, like, Store Champions. It's a really good deck. Watch out for it. And, yeah, so be it. There's some cool stuff to talk about here. Josh Quinlan talks about this play. He calls it out. I scored 7 points in turn 1 with Mushin. And I think we talked about this on the stream, specifically last week. It was actually one of the best plays I saw at Worlds. And it was, like, cutting down to the top 8. It was like 5 minutes left in the round, so everyone is done playing largely. So they're all gathered around this table, you know, respectfully watching. And I was next to other people from Toronto, and they're all rooting for Josh because he's Canadian from Toronto. They want Canada to do well, as do I. And he's 0 points. And across the table, I believe is Rotom Appliance, who's playing Shaper. They have very little deck left. They've installed a feedback filter so they can pay 3 credits to dodge net damage, let alone brain damage. They can trash it to prevent 2. And they also have No One Home, which they can trace and prevent damage, which is a really bad matchup. And they have 3 points. I think they actually have 6 points. It was 6-0. And the guy next to me from Toronto is like, yeah, this really sucks for Josh. I don't know what he's going to do. So he ends up scoring 7 points on a turn. He, like, motions. I think he installed double advances. One of them, Project June bugs. Rotom runs it, ends up using his No One Home, tracing through it. Doesn't take a lot of damage. And at the end, he's down to 4 cards in hand, which is all he needs to seal the Obacadas, which are in the deck. It's a restricted card. So he knows he can't take more damage. And over 2 turns, Josh, like, archive memories for Mushin Notion. Motions it onto the table. Mushin's a card. And Rotom doesn't run it. And then with 2 cards, mind you, there was a card on the table for, like, I'm assuming most of the game. It was there when I showed up. I only saw the last 10 minutes. And it's been Mushin Advance, 4 advancement tokens on it. And there's 2 cards of 4 advancement tokens on it. Mind you, this deck isn't running Ronin, which your opponent, I think they know because they look at deck lists. And he just plays out of hand, plays the Clones Are Not People, which gives you another agenda point. And then advance, and 3 clicks scores 7 points. It was absolutely wild. Everyone went nuts around the table. It's a play you generally don't see a lot, let alone it was a play that was a good play for Biotech in Canada, and it was kind of great. And he calls it out on it. Now, Dude, I've been playing the biotech deck and been killing it. I pick the tank every time. So if you don't know, Jinteki Biotech lets you choose one of your 3 options. The tank, when you flip this identity, shuffle archives into R&D. I've actually never seen anyone play this. I think we were talking about this ability specifically when Max was really popular, when she came out around this time. And people saying that you just wait for Max to mill out, then shuffle your deck, and then maybe you can just outlast them, which largely was kind of true, but generally we're doing the 2 net damage here. We have a fast advanced threat to flip, but it's not really good in this deck. Yo, Apathy, how's it going? Happy Thursday. Hey, thanks. You too. And Big Fleet, Jim, what's up? He belongs in jail, and I along with him. Best decklist line in ages. Now, I always say this whenever we play Mushin decks, and this is actually like a pretty cool thing when it came to Worlds, is we saw a couple Mushin decks at the top table. And if you've seen all the other lists, things like, you know, Smoke, like Val, like Haley, they're all designed to be very good at breaking ice, dealing with threats like tags and largely just tags and ice. And they're very economical decks. They're very good at breaking ice. They're very good at making economy and by not spending a lot of clicks and always threatening board and multi-axis. And Mushin decks don't care about that that much. If you Mushin a Cerebral Overrider, the choice is now in the runner's hands. They can run it and take 4 brain damage, which ultimately means you can flip your ID and kill them, or obviously they don't run it and then it does nothing. So you get into this space in Netrunner, let alone most games, called Yomi. The idea of getting into someone's head and like playing them, and the idea is like it's pretty high variance. I think it's not a playstyle that I absolutely like, that I actually enjoy playing that much, because when you Mushin a card and, you know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and it's about playing the other player. And bluffing is a really big part of this game, and it's actually a part of the game I'm not particularly good at. If you've ever seen me play NGO fronts and decks, or in person largely, I'm actually really bad at that. It's something I struggle with, to like use my body language to show that this is an agenda, stuff like that. Like, I'm not great at it. No, but specifically the issue I have with these sort of decks is that Mushin no Shin on Jinteki.net is specifically not the most fun, I think, because you don't see your opponent. You don't see the person playing it. So you don't have that body language read. You can't tell whether they're bluffing or not because, you know, it's all anonymous. And on top of that, when you play against Mushin decks, a lot of times on Jinteki.net, you'll see players are more willing to run on the basis that the game doesn't matter that much to them. It's just a casual game, right? And you've probably seen this on the channel before. I'll Mushin run as Cerebral Overrider turn 1. Obviously, I didn't know what it was, but I'll just like start running stuff. Because at the end of the day, like if the game doesn't matter that much, people are more willing to take riskier plays if it's just like jamming casual games on JNet. It's a lot more interesting when you're coming into like, oh man, I'm trying to make top 8 at Worlds, and you see Rotom sitting across the table trying to figure out what to run. And all he calls out, there's this cool gif of Josh pushing up his glasses as Abram tries to deconstruct what his deck is. Abram, mind you, plays the matchup really, really well. That's kind of more interesting, right? You see everyone kind of holding their breath around this, but that's kind of cool. On casual JNet, might not make the best results. Shuffling over 20 cards back in. Yes, please. Yo, Plague, how's it going? Glad I could make the stream this week. Got my copy of R&R yesterday. Oh, that's super sweet. I saw that they were reprinting some. Somebody posted on Reddit specifically that a Canadian website had more copies of Rain and Reverie. They were selling them at Worlds too, which is pretty good. Yo, Tataki, what's up? Oh no, Mushin deck. All the cops. That's largely correct. Like, not a biggest fan of Mushin decks on JNet because you can't tell if your opponent's going to run. You don't know your opponent. Jinteki decks are also a lot more fun to play in person because of that reason. Also a lot more fun to play against people that you know how they play, so you can kind of like play around it, be like, oh, they generally run, so I'm gonna put a trap, or the opposite. You know how it is. Yo, me and all that. Just need 3 pairs of sunglasses and an unlit cigarette. But a huge shout outs obviously like to the Toronto crew, to Dan and Josh for doing so well with this. We also saw a dude, I don't remember his name right now. I think it's like Fred Perry or something along the lines, playing another biotech deck that was similar to this. I think it had Mushin in it. You know, actually that's probably wrong, but like we actually saw a fair bit of biotech at the top table, so that's kind of wild. So we're gonna play a couple games of this, maybe 1 or 2. Again, not the biggest fan of this sort of archetype, but it's pretty fun. It's also really cool with chat because you get to say what we Mushin a lot of times because it's, I don't know, I'm pretty bad at reading my opponent. So we'll have fun with that. I played this last night against John D at the casual night. He was on 3 Apox 419. Yeah, there's a lot of ways, like there are ways to pressure this deck. A lot of times against trap decks, specifically Jinteki decks, if you just run R&D a lot, you can win. They do have Snare for that, but the idea is if you hit June Bugs, Cerebral Overriders, you can trash them and then they can't Mushin anything. That being said, this deck actually has pretty good ice. And money, and currents. And the currents actually you need to turn off employee strike, and we're looking at 2 scarcity. Kenshin, how's it going? Leela is a huge issue too. Like Mushin Advance, they don't run it. They can just run Centrals and bounce it. Like there are some bad matchups. Funny enough, the other dude we saw who was playing Jinteki Biotech, his runner was what's her name? Caboness Wu, and his deck was actually spending 6 influence on falsified credentials. So he was running like a whole suite of expose cards. And this deck is also super weak to expose, which is like still pretty prevalent in criminal. A lot of criminals are playing falsified credentials. Even I've seen it splashed in like as a one of inval decks. It's a pretty good card. I think we're actually gonna have to copy paste that title. Jinteki Biotech, Life Imagined. Oops. Oh, it's a new window now. That's less than ideal. I guess we'll roll with it. Yeah, we'll roll with it. It'll be fine. And I can't F11 it? Okay, we can't roll with this anymore. That worked. Yo, Maui, how's it going? It's going good. It is been going great. How are you doing? Thanks for dropping by. Hopefully you had a good week. Twitch plays Netrunner. That's gonna go poorly. Honestly, we played pretty close to Twitch plays Netrunner at some points, and it doesn't go that poorly. I don't even think it's that hard to implement if we wanted to do it properly. I think we could do it. Also, with this being the deck list of the week, a lot of people probably prep for it. I don't know. Sometimes like you see the deck list of the week and then you can make a meta decision to play against it. I don't think we're seeing a lot of Jinteki here, so maybe not. Select deck, tournament legal. All right, let's go. Yo, Neil, how's it going? Happy Thursday to you as well. No quote, sorry. What? That's wild. Hey. How's it going? So we're against Cabinessa. Kind of hard to make a read. There's a lot of like pretty good archetypes here. At Worlds, there were some Au Revoir decks. There's some stealth decks. This hand is not terrible. You generally want Mushin. We have money. We have 1 ice. We could do a lot worse than this. Like, I think we can keep this. This is also like one of the better Mushin targets because even if they steal it, they take damage. And with our flip ID, like we can sometimes kill. So Mushining this is not even the worst. Jenkovitz also, what's up? Been trying to test Falsified and Max. Nice idea, but influence is too tight. It's a no-go. Yeah, I was talking to some people that were playing Falsified in Valencia decks. I'm actually convinced that I like Drive-By a bit better. Just because if you drive by an NGO front, it trashes it and then you don't have to run it. And that's like a huge blowout. There's 3 copies here. I honestly don't know which one's the net damage. I think we're going to guess it's the brewery, right? How do I tell what's on the back of my card? We hope we pick the brewery, right? That's the one that does net damage. Oh, great. Systems chanting tank. No quotes are in quotes, making me think that's the actual quote. It's technically a quote, right? Like the quote from the police department on Banksy's book. One of the guys at work bought some collection. Lunchtime Netrunner will be a thing. That's super sweet. Actually, you know what, Neil? What I just recently did is I went and got all my cards into the revised core set. I made sure they're all in there. I'm going to build some decks. I threw some tokens in there. Some of the like tags and stuff we got from Worlds. I don't want to go down to 4 cards in hand. And this IPO is actually not that valuable. So I think we're going to draw first before icing R&D with the Mind Games. The Mind Game is pretty trash on R&D. We'll just bury some stuff in our hand. They might want to run HQ. Moomin, what's up? Yo, Terrence, is this Josh's exact list? Exactly that list. Pulled it from the front page. How you doing? Boo, CEO. Calling sick. Can't wait to watch, but I have to go to bed. Got a visit from the CEO of the company tomorrow. Maybe I'll call in sick. Yo, good luck with that, Jelly. Thanks for dropping by at least. Not the manager I could. Hopefully everything's all right. Hey, check that out. We're on Stealth Cab, who the other biotech player at Worlds was playing it. The one that we saw. It's actually like a pretty tricky deck to play because it involves like pulling out your playing Cold Read and then pulling from your deck a lot of different things. There you go. So they're gonna use Cold Read, install Run HQ. They have a chance of hitting the Breach Dome, which would be good. We'll see how it goes. So they're gonna use the credits on Cold Read to install a program for cheap. So they get like what? They get installed that for free, 1 credit extra. And the access to archive memories, which tells them nothing. But yeah, looks like we're playing against Stealth. Again, Ice is not the big thing our deck does. I don't think they'd be on Turning Wheel, but they're definitely on R&D pressure. So finding a Mirage for here would be good. I think if we draw once, we want to just Ice HQ with the Kakugo, which makes harder to steal the Obokata, and then go ahead and hit up that IPO. So I think we can draw once. Again, Mushin's our best card in the deck. And maybe we need a mulligan strictly for Mushin. That actually might not be wrong. Yo, Vincent, I don't think I said hello. How you doing, man? I bought up 4 revised cores and had 5 brand new players playing today at lunchtime at work. Oh, no way. How do you do that, Maui? Do you, because like the revised core set, does it come with recommended decks? I don't know if it does. Get Dome in the bin? Yeah, that's what we're gonna do soon, because I think, like System said, they're gonna be running here a lot of times once they get their stealth credit down, like now. So they're gonna be running here into archives so they can boost this, so they can get a credit on there. They might not want to do it right away, but as soon as we throw a Dome in there, we're fine. So if we do Motion Advance, they take 4 damage. They go down to 4. The thing is, they can run and draw a card with Netrunner now. So the question is, what do we do, chat? We want to do Mushin Obokata, or we want to do Mushin Cerebral? Jar, how's it going? Nutritional, what's up, also? Just got in. How long has the stream been live? I think if you hit... Is that a real thing? If you hit, like, uptime? Is this a real thing, or do I need a thing for that? Okay, that's not a command we have here. It's not a long. We've been here for maybe, what, 15 minutes? I would Mushin Obokata. Grown Calf, how's it going as well? Turn 3-0, Obo agenda first. Okay. Again, can't say love it. We also spent a lot of time thinking about that, so like it's gonna goof them up. I'm pretty sure they just run, draw with Netrunner, and then hit it. Again, though, if they do take 4 brain damage at this point, they lose the game. I'm doing pretty good in my experience with Mulligan, pretty hard for ice and money, but I feel like I saw Anarch matchup most often. Shaper may be a little different since they can trivialize ice pretty easily. Using Cabinessa for the self-modifying code, so it looks like they might want to set up here. They do have, if this is the deck that I saw Worlds has a single scavenge, which is actually very useful. I think they'd want to go up to more though. That scavenge cost them a game we saw. Never touch it until you're ready to win. Yeah, we don't have to score this if they don't run it. And then it looks like a trap, and then they're more likely to run our other things, which actually are traps. And still, if they hit this, like later on their turn, it can be 6 damage. So Cold Read. Coming out. They're going on HQ here. I think actually we will go to res. They're not going to go through it, but it protects these 2 cards, which are really valuable. And actually, if they're pulling out Paperclip, or maybe they're on Blackstone, they might actually have to spend real money somewhere here. See how it goes. Basic decks, neutrals in the faction only. Got 1-on-1 games in earlier this week, and today everybody played. That's super cool. Hey, we're going in here. Lady, breaking. We did net damage, actually got a modded out. Not that important of a card. Single access here, like Snare would be good if we had it. Obviously we don't. Breach Dome is the best. Archive Memories, they learned nothing on that run. And they have to trash one of the cards they used, which is the Cloak now. Whoops. Because they used the credit on the Cloak. That might not be what they wanted to do. I was assuming they thought the self-modifying code would go, but because they actually used the Cloak, it's considered using a program during the run, the credit on the Cloak. So they actually have to trash it, which is like pretty hard to do. A lot of times that's what you do with Cabinessa. Games are hard. Is that they want to basically use the Cabinessa ability to install the Cloak and then use Cold Read. And Cold Read says trash only one of the programs you used. So if you use the credit off of Cold Read, that considers using the program because you used a non-mandatory ability, like a non-automatic ability. They're not running it. Fuck. I think we might just want to click to throw out the Breach Dome. Because doing any of these later on is pretty bad, and advancing a card is really trash. So I think we're just going to click true and throw this out. I think Archive Memories are pretty good. This early in the game, we might not want 2 of them. Is Randolph still happening ever? Yeah, totally. It's been a couple of weeks. I don't think people have been going there just because a lot of the scene came back from Worlds. And like spending a whole week at Netrunner, sometimes they have other priorities, but it's still happening. I know Randolph specifically got a bunch of, what's it called? The new GNKs, the one with NGO front. So there's definitely things happening. We took at Worlds, they give you a bunch of tickets for voting on like which of the card you wanted to pick as your design. And we specifically, we definitely res this. Yeah, it actually taxes them. We took all those tickets so we can do like ticket based leagues. Archive Mushin and start putting those traps on the board. That's the plan. We just need to find a Mushin, of course. Oh, we already used the Mushin. Oh yeah, 100% we Archive Mushin. I forgot we used one. Switchblade on a non-smoke is aggro. It might be, oh shit. Oh, well, we can only pay 1 credit here. And that's going to go into HQ, which is really good. And so now we have a cool junction here. Oh, actually, fuck, they can use Netrunner credits. Oops. I should have paid more. I forgot they had credits here. They can use that for everything. Sorry? Oh, yeah. Click on the card. If they click on the card, they'll get it. If they go through a cold read, they have to trash. It's a program, right? Because yeah, it's using it. So this is awkward, right? Because then they have to put it back on the card. But I think they're going to totally steal this one. They click cloak to gain a credit, but never spent it as well. Oh fuck. Yeah, I'm not paying enough attention. It's actually really hard on JNet to like operate stealth properly because a lot of times people click and don't boost. Oh. Okay. I locked in my bid already. Wanna just type it in chat as your next number? I bet one. I'm going. Oh, cool. It shows it there. So honest. Perfect. And they spent all their money. Really cool. Kurtz, how's it going? Glad I can make it tonight. What are we playing tonight? Not going to spoil it, but it's actually really goofy. We'll get to it in a second. Okay, so we draw this, which means this might be the proper time to like Mushin and install like a Cerebral Overwriter. Like in here, we're actually in a legitimately cool Yomi space. Because we can Mushin and then just like jam the Future Perfect. Or we can Mushin Archive Memories and then Mushin something else. No matter what, this is happening. I'm going to take that back. So now they know it's in hand, right? Do we Mushin it? I don't know. I don't like these decks. I really am bad at them. I used to play PE, but like trap PE. Vincent's writing it in quotes, a legitimately cool Yomi space, right? You always want to Mushin advance, not regular Mushin. I'll regular Mushin this, though. Like, you're right. Regular Mushin Cerebral Overwriter is bad, but with Snare, it's an issue. We can wait, though, for one turn, specifically, right? Because do the trap. You can't win with two agendas anyways. Yeah, we can. Actually, we can win with two agendas. All right. Well, no matter what, this is a fine play, I think. Do the agenda. Ah, shit. Also, Vicky, what's up? I didn't say hey. Yeah, I think doing the agenda might be right. Because then we have to, but the only awkward thing about that is we have to advance it once more. We do have to advance it once more. There's a chance we kill them here. Yeah, there's a chance they die. If they hit the snare, they die. Also, if they know this is in hand, so like going down to 1 credit is a mistake. I don't know what's happening here. This can't be right. Yeah, they have no credits. Like playing this running HQ was not correct. I'm just gonna bet 1. They now know this is not a trap though. Because you can Mushin Overwriter next turn. You won't think you have 2. That's true. Like if they hit the snare, they die because then we just flip. Ah, fuck me. That's bad. Told you. Yeah, I know. But then what do? We have to do advance, score. And then basically we wait for a current that we play our current and score this. You're right. I think we should have done it. But again, like that's Yomi. As soon as it's very obvious what the winning play is after you've done it. We could double advance this. That's pretty bad. I hate this game. Don't make me motion things. Install advance on advance and this isn't terrible. It's like a 5. It's a pretty expensive turn. Motion out the agenda. Oh, this deck. I got motion king credit. Yeah. This game is the worst. I hate this. Like we could have won, maybe. SSL. Like there's so many plays here, and like chat, everyone's saying something different. Just quit being a baby, Andre. Everyone's saying something different, and like I don't know. I can't see my opponent. I don't know what they're doing. Don't make me play Mushin decks on stream. I review my tapes, and I'm like often like I watch my own stream. Because I'm that conceited. But a lot of times it's actually to see the plays and be like, wait a second, we could have done that. We could have done that better, right? And whenever it comes to Mushin decks, it's like, oh, wow. Well, I've seen the game already. Obviously, if we Mushin there, we win. But, like, that's, like, only confirming it because we saw they didn't run. They were drawing through their deck. Oh, that's a problem. The trick is not to overthink it. I hear you on that one, right? Literally no play is better than another one in this situation. Yeah, Vincent, I agree with you there, hey? But the right play is the one that, you know, you base off of what they did last turn. Getting that mod down, that's actually real big pressure. The problem is, like, they'd have to run and, and not access or steal. Equivocation, they're throwing that out. That doesn't seem good. I think you want that. Oh, preemptive's pretty good against that. Problem here is you don't have to play just for Yomi. You're creating board state. So there's a board state that's more effective because of cards in your hand. I don't try reading their mind. I feel like I learned the most from the games where I watch them later. Yeah, 100%. And that's like actually I think a big reason or a big way that I think I got better at the game is back in the day when we used to do like edited commentary, edited game stuff. The thing is, as soon as we motion this one and they run it, don't like this. Can't get game lost in JNet. Motion SSL, Infinite Gesture, what's up? Feel like we're gonna lose agendas to Moss, so like, fuck it. I hate this. So do the other one. I think like we should have motioned this one specifically because if they run this, then they know there's still a future perfect in hand. So this can't be right. Yeah, you motion the future perfect. They're thinking, this one they're gonna run. This one they're gonna be run. Chris, what's up? Stealth credit coming down. Deuce is wild. Exposing an ice, mind you, not an installed card. That's pretty good for us. I mean, can we just put a punitive in this deck? They're not running. They're saying fuck it. I like this play. Okay. Alright. On-scene card. Also, if we get this in the archives, it's not that bad. We lost the snare. That's shitty. If we top deck our one good card, our current, we can win. They don't run anything. That's what I do. Mushin SSL. If it gets stolen, you get money. Oh, man. If they don't run these, score them both next turn. They have no choice but to run your garbage. I don't think apathy. I think we wait for the kill. You might be right, though. Like, I don't know how to play this deck. I read the write-up like a week ago. Try to figure out if you're trying to sneak out the future perfect. Piss! Piss! That was a lethal play. If we put this, we win. That's why I don't like Mushin decks. Such fucking high variance. If we put that down, we win. We win the game. We flip our ID. They just took 4 brain damage. We win the game. I hate myself. Okay. Don't have a play here. You're good. Are we? Okay, I'll just put that there, I guess. That fixes some of the maw damage. You just got outsmarted, my dude. Face it. Yeah, right? Fuck. I see why you hate Mushin. Yeah, like, that's the thing. It's always the plays, like, if I did the right thing, I win. And, like, that happens sometimes in Netrunner when you play, like, a more conventional deck. It's like, okay, I misplayed that and I could have won if I did that. But it's not like this, where it's like, oh, I win if they run. I don't win if they don't run. Man, Mushin. I'm not salty, mind you. Okay. Yes. I will fire this ice. Rage Andre his best on. I'm not angry. I'm not. This is fine. Oh, we're doing it. Do we want to draw a card? Yeah. Yeah. Do we want to shuffle a card? I think we have to. Literally did nothing there. I'm gonna stream the deck tomorrow night. It's settled. Miraju just an HQ? Miraju HQ is not terrible. The thing is we didn't see their indexing, whatever. Oh man, we lost preemptive. That's the worst card. Man, hit a snare. If they hit a snare, they also lose. Like, there's so many plays that they're doing that they lose to. I think we should have just drawn a card and not shuffled back on the basis that it protects our preemptive and it makes them more likely to hit a snare. Because if they hit a snare, they take 3 dead damage and then we flip this ID. Like, that was not a good play. They know the next 2 cards. None of them are agendas. So, like, motioning at this point seems pretty bad. They also know this is still an HQ, which is the biggest problem. Like, I don't care about the 9 credits. I wanted them to be scared. IA Overrider. I think we have to. They know what's in here. Oh, God, I hate this. I hate this so much. Oh, God. They're not respecting our shit. They're just doing whatever they want, right? Like, they're not respecting snare. They ran HQ when it was lethal. They ran R&D and multi-axis when it's lethal. Like, double snare kills them. Single snare kills them. They know what this card is. Oh, we have to shuffle. Joke's on us. Or is it? They're breaking this? Okay. That's fine. I don't give a shit. Yeah, not surprised at breaking it. Oh, we got a Maker's Eye. That's cool. The Maw hit a few cards. It did, and I think they want to check archives, so they just like did a value archives check, which is pretty good. And they're not running this. Of course they're not running this. We could have fucking put out the Future Perfect. Not angry. Again, not angry. Ugh. There's no way they know what's on the table and what's in hand. No, they should know. This is either the Future Perfect or they haven't seen either of these. And it looks like Trap. Oh, god damn, we're so good at this game. We're so good at this game. Okay, this brain damage actually isn't that important. We hit an Atman. That's kind of cool. Doesn't really matter. Remember to advance the next turn to 4. Yeah, exactly. We definitely keep advancing. They're not trashing it. It's okay. We lost a hedge fund. Not a card that matters. Nothing Kakugo. Kakugo is a good card. Seems like I'm kind of angry. If that was a June bug, they died too. Like, they're not respecting our stuff, and I still don't feel like we can harness that into a win. That's actually the kind of cool thing. Like, I'm not trying to... Oh, my opponent only has 11 cards left. That's actually pretty great. I think we want this on R&D. Yeah, like, it's hard to say what a runner is gonna do if, like, we literally can't figure out what they're up to. Your tone changed that dramatically. HQ, yeah, I feel like HQ's... Oh, Rebirth is not an issue. They're gonna be Rebirth into Smoke, which I think is not that important in this matchup. There's probably better options. Important to know, if you Rebirth a Smoke, you actually don't get the stealth credit because the stealth credit refills. So they actually don't have the stealth credit. It refills when the turn starts. JNet does it wrong. But they want to run runs a turn, so they can just run this and, like, no, they have to access it. What are they doing? They died a snare. Stop it. Please stop it. I'm not rezzing that. Suhas, what's it going? Where's the big rig? We'll get to that. This is the deck list of the week. Thanks for dropping by, though. How you doing? Okay, they died a snare. What are they doing? This can't... We're going to lose because we're going to lose these agendas. Like, we have to roll them out. Maw hit that card. They don't hit a snare. Anansi is pretty trash. They break it for free. What do we do? Drawing can't be right. Yeah, the Rebirth was better as a hit point. Like, the stealth credit doesn't matter. We legitimately have 2 shit ice rezzed. Are you gonna take 2 credits? That seems bad. That's, I guess, technically better. I don't know. Install advance probably was right there, Terrence. Don't feel great about it. But what do we install advance? I don't know. The thing is, with 3 cards in hand, this is actually a pretty safe install advance. Because then they have to run it. The thing is, we don't know what the restricted card is yet, right? They could actually be on Mad Dash. But with Maker's Eye, that doesn't make that much sense. Yeah, we got the money to res this. We have 2 snares in the deck. If they hit the snare, do they die? No. Oh, we're firing this. Oh, excuse me. Oops. Whoops. Can you kindly undo click? Oh, my bad. You can always undo the click. It's all advance oboe, I think is right, Vicky. I'm going to go ahead and give that the res. Going to fire that. Draw 1 card. This is optional. Okay. Shuffle a card back. Don't need that. Shuffle and Anansi don't draw. It makes them all worse, though. Like, I want to keep cards in hand so we don't just lose these. Mind you, they're not terrible in archives anyways. It's hard for them to steal them. It's not even the worst. So maybe that's wrong. They have to die this time. I think now they drew up. But the thing is, like, they have 3 hand size. So they're going to be discarding all these cards. This is the run where they hit, like, double snare and then they die, though. So we got that. Fuck, we lost. Shit. This is fine. Breach Dome. Ooh. Because they're playing Because I Can. That's a huge counter to this deck, and they just lost it. Oh my god, they had that. And they're not, like, just doing all their servers. Like, you can Because I Can or remotes just to shuffle everything back in. They're down to 4 hit points, so, like, they legitimately can't score this unless they Because I Can it. By this, I mean the Obokata we just physically lost. Oh, that's so bad. If they run this, they die. But they're down to 4 cards, and they installed a bunch of stuff that doesn't matter. They can't steal this. This one's safe. This is safe. We're just going to jam this thing. The thing is, if they run archives, they can win. They have to win the side game, though. If they win the side game, they win on archives. If not, they die. Yeah, whatever. Let's do this. Man, if we didn't get that oboe, it's a safe oboe because they only have 4 cards left. They actually could be on a levy. Like, we haven't seen a restricted card yet, if I'm not mistaken. Kakugo Archives. That's honestly not terrible either. That buys us, like, it makes the archives impenetrable. That might be the right play. I think they're on Mad Dash, actually. If this is the Worlds list, and it looks like it is the Worlds list. Actually, no, the Worlds list, I saw they didn't have Ma. Obakata, can't steal without dying. That's true. I told you you drew a card. When? When did I do that? I don't, probably. I just don't know when. Damn, we're so good at this game. They just lost. If they access, they lose the game. If I'm not mistaken, there's literally no way they can win if they access this card. Yeah, okay, we're good. All right. Hand size is 1. Next turn, if they don't play strike, we flip the ability. Can't steal Obakata. Cameron Archives. This is safe in HQ. Now we have won the game of Netrunner. Was it at all something we've done? No, they can't steal Obakata. This is going to do 2 more damage. They have no cards in hand. A Neural EMP, fires, Maw, Trashes. Oh, they lost them all. Never mind. No restricted card. Check that shit out. And they had this card, Because I Can. Such a good card in this matchup, mind you. Make a run, shuffle. And now they're just checking things wantonly. They know what this is. This is going to kill them, but I think they don't mind. A good game. And I don't feel like we played that well. God damn, we're good. They blew through their deck pretty fast, though. Oh, man. Oh, man. There's what we wanted. That's the card we needed. Scored no points. Maybe this deck is just that good. Hey, top 8 at Worlds. Let me tell you. And I don't mean to, like... I think this deck is actually much more interesting at top tables because opponents play around things. Like, they did multiple runs that are, like, game-losing runs. If they, like, are very familiar with the deck list or the card pool. Like, generally doesn't happen. But whatever. We'll take it. For what it's worth, when they're on 6 points, they should have checked archives. They should have checked this card because this had a chance of either being an SSL or a future perfect. And I think last click, I don't know. I think you check archives last click probably because if there's a, there's breach domes in there and they actually had a chance of winning, right? Like they had a chance of winning. Well, actually, I don't think they did because it's an Obakata. But like they knew what this was, they knew what this was, so they have options. Like you either check this one, unlikely. You check this one. If this one is an agenda, we'd advance it to 4. So they check this one. It had a chance of being a future in SSL. They steal it. Then you run HQ and you can get through whatever ice this is and take 1 damage. And then they have a 1 and 3 here. And then they can win the game. If that doesn't work, like you can always access an Obakata and not steal it. So they could still could have run HQ and then run archives and had a chance of winning off of that. So they had a chance of closing the game off if they played very carefully. They had to do a 50-50 here though. But this is very unlikely to be an agenda based on the fact that we didn't continue to advance it. Congrats on the well-deserved victory, right? 6 brain, that's an achievement. That is a league achievement. -1 max hand size. That's lethal at the end of your turn. Jethan, how's it going? Decks like this is why I still run by any means post 0 ban. Yeah, I think they don't even need to in faction. Like they had the Because I Can. I think someone at Worlds was playing by any means and it goofed up someone I was talking to pretty well. Anyways. This deck is bananas, so good. Let's build a deck. If you're just tuning in, this is what this thing looks like. That's cool, huh? My name is Andre. This is the Metropole Grid. Hopefully you're having a good Thursday. Been having a good week. Excited for the weekend as well. It looks pretty good. We're gonna build some stuff. This episode is brought to you in part by somebody who sent me a nice email. Their name is Henrik Larsson. And Henrik Larsson writes, please make a deck with this combo. 3 times Thimble Rig, 3 times Rover Algorithm. It's crazy fun. Created him a T with Jinja. I combo it with Eavesdrop, Sub Boost, also mandatory patch day is here. And that's all they wrote. So I'm going to do this because it looks great. I don't agree with some parts of what they explained, but this actually looks like a pretty wild deck and I'm excited to do this. So we're going to build some decks. They spend so many cards building their board state quickly when there's no rush at all. Yeah, right? Like they can go pretty slow. They can. So that's a big thing against Jinteki damage decks is you need to install as few cards as possible. So like there was very little reason to go ahead and like pull out SMCs to install cards. Like you're losing 2 cards on that. Cold reading for value is not that important when like we're really threatening nothing. Stuff like that. And it's totally true. Like if they just installed a maw and then one, like maybe one cloak and one radio, that's probably enough. People not realizing that playing cards is bad against damage. Yeah, that's a really big thing, right? Yeah, laundry value also not important. And they did, of course, laundry HQ when they knew that there was a chance of there being an overwriter, which can't be correct. Not overwriter, excuse me. Future Perfect. So what Henrik was writing is about this. I think we're going to play Mati. We can always change this. We're not locked in. But this is a really strong card. A very potent card we've seen. It's very good against against Black Orchestra. But this is our friend Thimblerig, which is actually pretty good ice, all things considered. How do you win it with high strength ice? Jim, that's a very valuable question to which I don't know the answer. But there's not a tier 1 deck. So we'll get to that point. I think we have some options here. So the idea with Thimblerig is if you have a lot of ice on a lot of servers, they can get through it. You can basically make them interact with the Thimblerig over and over and over again. And against Anarchs that are running cards like Black Orchestra, a thing that says it breaks Thimblerig for 3 credits, that's actually a pretty strong piece of ice, let alone it's an end the run code gate. So basically, you can, in theory, make every ice on a server Thimblerig. If you have 4 or 5 ice on a server, you can make it Thimblerig, 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 Thimblerig. And against an Anarch, that might actually not be a terrible play. A lot of times they're spending 12 credits on that, which is pretty scary. But the thing that we want to do with Thimblerig is abuse this when the runner encounters cards, because we can actually make the runner encounter Thimblerig on basically just about any ice. And there's a card that came out a bit ago that I've never played called Rover Algorithm, which means that every time they hit the Thimblerig, it gets stronger and stronger and stronger. And the fact that we can always put Thimblerig on the outside of every server and we can always make it be every single ice on the server, we can have really dumb high-strength Thimblerigs. Now, that's obviously not a way to win the game, and I concur. I do agree with that. It looks like a fun thing to do and just kind of see how it gets out of control. But where this gets actually really interesting is cards that are not this one. This one, which is another really strong on-encounter effect called Eavesdrop, which means every time they hit the Thimblerig, we can do Trace 3, let alone that the Thimblerig gets really big. And this is going to do 2 things. It's going to maybe bury them in tags, which is something we can actually consider to be our win condition. Maybe we put like a single copy of high-profile targets or psychographics, something like that. Like there's a way to make that a win condition. But also it's just going to be pretty fucking annoying when every code gate has Trace 3 on it and then eventually gets bigger and bigger and bigger in strength. Now, Henrik went on to say other things to keep going down on this path, and I think we're going to diverge a bit from there. They're talking about playing patch. I don't think we need to. Or, excuse me, also mandatory patch day. Oh, I see what they're doing. So, do I? So this is patch. I don't think it's at all necessary. It's 2 influence. It doesn't do enough. Mandatory? No, that's not right. And the other thing that they're talking about is sub boost, and I honestly don't love sub boost specifically with this ice because it makes it a barrier, and generally a lot of runners are better at breaking high strength barriers than they are at breaking high strength code gates, mostly Anarchs that is. Criminals struggle largely with both, maybe not as bad, but adding the extra subroutine doesn't really matter that much when it says basically 1 more credit with paperclip, so I don't particularly love this. Project Kusanagi in exchange. That's actually another pretty good way to do this. That's honestly not bad, Jim. Also, Sean, how's it going? I gotta mail you something. Oh my god, this looks great. Date, what's up, Andre chat? I missed the beginning. I was playing Alien Isolation. Creepy androids choking me to death every 3 minutes. We mooshined out. Good. We didn't really, but it works. I feel like maybe this deck wants some trash ice as filler. Sadaka, Sandstorm, etc. I think that's good. There's a chance that we actually don't want to do trash ice. We want to do real ice just so that we can have a chance there. Things like Thimblerig. Like, what else can we play here? We have Jinja. This is a pretty good card for just jamming things on the remote so that we don't have to spend time installing our Thimblerigs and doing that. We could always do this over and over again. Again, we can spend a lot of influence on this package. If we want tag punishment, we still have to look into that. But on top of that, we can also play other cards. And somebody pointed this out to me, but like cards like this don't see a lot of play. Heritage Committee lets you draw 3 cards. This actually works really well with Jinja City Grid, and it adds 1 card to the top of R&D. That's actually a cute combo with Jinja, and on top of it, there's another card that has a penguin on it. Heritage Committee. What's up, Julianne? You're the one I'm talking about, but there's another one that was in our Slack today. It's the other like draw 3 card for what's it called? Jinteki. What's it called? You can think about Archer then as well. Oh, we could. Does Rover require res? It has to be resed, but they're gonna res our ice. Another cool thing is if we do have like these stupid Thimblerigs everywhere, people might not run, and then we can kind of just win off of like shipment from tenons. Hasty relocation, thanks man. So we can do this one, which also draws 3 cards, and then you can add cards from HQ to top of R&D. Maybe if we want to do that, I don't know. But anything that draws was good with Jinja. And that's kind of cool. Yeah, Rain, that's it as well. Thank you. Heritage Community Mutate is just the best. At that point, we're building like a really convoluted deck in a really convoluted deck, and we might want to just make this really simple. The problem with this deck is that we need our rovers. We don't have that many of them, and we want our eavesdrops, and this is our combo right here, and we got to figure out how to win. What's the best tag punishment card? And actually, if you want to just excuse me maybe for like 1 minute, I need to go check. I have to do laundry right now, and the dryer just finished. I might need to run it again. I'm just going to check on that because I need laundry for tomorrow. Rashida seems better. Yeah, Rashida seems pretty good. We're definitely going to play Rashida no matter what. What tag punishment are we doing? Give me 1 second. Quocuts, how's it going? He said dirty laundry in chat, which means you're probably on a pretty long stream delay. Terrence is saying ramen rye. The thing about rover algorithm is it doesn't trash itself, neither does eavesdrop, so we have no real reason to recur these cards. They're just going to be permanently on the table. Bad times, obviously. This card is still in rotation. Go for Wayland Alliance for CV. That's actually pretty hard because we have to put 6 Wayland cards in when we have 3 influence. It's pretty impossible. I see why you say dirty laundry now. That went totally over my head. Excuse me. Yeah, I get it now. Yep. We also probably should just build a decent Mati Mukunda deck while we're at it. Like, Nisei's are good cards. It's good. And then we'll just like maybe just copy what's a good deck. That seems like an original good idea. Anybody got a good Mati deck list that we're gonna throw in some pretty big nonsense? What else is pretty good here? Like, we actually could play like Mumbad Mumbad City Grid, but we don't need to because our best ice is has a built-in Mumbad City Grid on it, so I don't actually care for that. I don't know if Jinja's worth in Mati. It clears ice out of your hand so you don't have a threat. It might not actually be strictly necessary. We could use this influence on other things like Surveyor and damage. Jim is saying Kakugo, which is actually like, I don't even know if that's that good. It depends what our ice suite is. I don't love Kakugo. No worries if you missed my bad dirty laundry joke. By the way, I wonder if I missed any stream or is this the first one after Worlds? How did it go for you? We actually streamed last week and we specifically talked about the entire Worlds. Like, I think we spent like 3 hours just talking about how Worlds went. I had a great time. Absolutely fantastic time. Mumbad returns a thimble to the outside. A thimble returns a thimble to the outside though. Like, if they pass the thimble, we can put it at the front. Or at the beginning of our turn, we can put it in the front. Like, we don't need a return thimble. Cortex Lock and Excalibur are awesome at T-Ice. I feel like Cortex Lock is really strong. Excalibur also is very good. What? Either? That's Rotom. This seems like a good place to start. This is a good card. We have a lot of end the runs. Yeah, let's build a fine deck and just put some stupid things in it and some tag punishment and call it a day. Nisei Obokata. What are we doing? Philotic Future. I like this. And there's definitely a reason why we'd consider playing like a Shimon from Tenons if people are not running. Rashida Hedge, IPO, Scarcity ×3 because we don't like people. Yeah, I don't think we need this. We probably don't, right? We don't have enough burst draw. Ice, IP block looks good. We want 1 tag punishment card. What is it going to be? What is our 1 tag punishment card going to be? Psycho seems good. Exchange is harder to build around. I think Psycho's probably good enough. If they see this, I don't know what they're going to do. HPT is only 2 more influence. It also encourages us to play Surveyor. Yo, what's up, Pyrobellum? Market Forces? Market Forces I don't love. I think Market Forces is worse than closed accounts. It's better if you don't have money. Like in a deck like Market Forces is specifically good when it's paired with things like Psychographics. I think that's why a lot of people play this in like controlling the message decks. So they can do like Market Forces into install Beal into score. But otherwise, if we just want to keep them out of our servers, closed accounts is definitely good enough, considering, abstractly at least, we're only going to be spending not a lot of money on ice. 2 closed accounts. Yeah, closed accounts might not be terrible. I'd rather just win, though. Boom Boom Archive meme. I feel like you're on Obo, you want to combo some sorts of damage. Yeah, that actually seems pretty good. Let's put a double high profile targets. Can we fit that influence? No, we're actually 1 short. Okay. Okay. This deck is good. This is a good deck. Zealous Judge. I think that might not be necessary. I like it a fair bit, though. Alright, let's just get some good ice in here. Fairchild 3.0 we can't play, obviously. We want other types. Excalibur is always great, especially because we have Nisei tokens. And we just want, like, Jinteki ice. We'll do one Anansi, I guess. Cortex Lock. Maybe we'll play 2 of that. Newtown we can't play. Enigma is not a bad ice, but like Thimblerig is almost strictly better. We can play Kakugo, I guess, because we have Obokata. It's pretty good on Central. It's not the best. I do like Miraju a fair bit. Sandstorm's not a bad ice. Is Boom actually better than HPT? It's trashable. And we have no recursion. Like, we don't play a preemptive. I think we play 1 preemptive, right? Celebrity Gift also. Yeah, we play 1 preemptive. Right now we're at 15 operations. Might be overkill. Ice, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're at what? 6 plus 5 is 11. We have 12 ice. This deck has a bit more ice than us. It is at what? 20 ice? 18 ice? That's good. This might be overkill. We might not actually need baddies. You can go Boom Archived. That's more card slots. It lets us get our psychographics too. I like Archive with Psycho. Archive. It's also just like a flexible card. Yeah, it's probably good enough. We need 4 more cards. Let's get 4 more ice in here. Let's find some in-faction ice that's decent. There should always be options here. Crick on Archives is good, but we don't have a lot of options for that. Yeah, that's probably good enough, though. DNA Tracker I'm not in love with right now. Himitsu Baku I actually might like better than Kakugo. Actually, there's a chance Envelope is playable. Yo, Chris, how's it going? Everyone doing good? I'm doing all right, I think. Nail says they're doing great. Good to hear. How are you doing, Chris? Inazuma is a fun card. Probably not good enough. Komainu. There has to be a lot of good Jinteki ice out here. Sadaka isn't interesting. Might think about Code Replicator instead of Batty considering the plan. So, oh god, there's Boom in this deck. What have we done? I think like Sadaka, but I think we just want end the runs, right? Maybe we just like jam wall statics and enigmas and stuff like that. I feel like we might want to diversify. There's no way that wall static is better than Kakugo. Let's get some sentries in here. Guard is okay. I think you mean Boom. Thimble lets you fix your ice placement, but I feel 90% of your ice will stay on res. Yeah, exactly. I think we're going to not res a lot of our ice, which means Batty's probably less good. But we just need 2 ice, chat. What is Crick installing? NGO, Rashida, Batty. Those are really good. Like, any of those are actually really, really, really strong. And it's a one of. Like, you put it on archives if they run archives sometimes. That's all you got to do with it. A lot of times we're not even rezzing all our ice. Innermost ice, actually, Sandstorm is insane. We're not going to be rezzing a lot of ice, so just having one of these is really good. Install from hand, put them on another server. Also, if they're playing David, it taxes out David's. Seems good. We also could just go ahead and play Swordsman. Like, we can just have, like, a utility deck. The problem is that we don't get our Thimble rigs down, let alone... Like, we probably need other good ice for the remote server. Otherwise, the remote server is going to be pretty shit. Because, like, we're really counting on this, like, combo. And I don't think we have enough, like, clicks to install everything. I think we just need a bit more better ice. The thing is, like, we're not on the celebrity gift package. So we might have to go lean. Oh, they actually are on DNA Tracker. Okay. You win this one. Big rig. Take that, Chaos Theory. It sounds bad, just say hard work. That sounds bad. Just a hard work kind of day. And a lot went wrong. Oh, shit. Don't ask. Ah, shit. That sucks. Hopefully you can kick up, maybe enjoy some Netrunner. Hopefully that'll be doing it. You're doing all this with 3 hedge? Fuck. Shit. Yeah, huh? Forgot to hit that IPO button. Gonna go ahead and remove this. What a deck. What a good deck. This is a really good deck we've built here. We also have NGO front, but you're right. Kurt says DNA Tracker might be better than Crick. You're right. I think that's correct. Okay. Alright, this deck can't be great, but if we ever get like one big old Thimble rig, we're gonna have done good in the eyes of ourselves, which is the most important goal. I just typed Thimble rig in there. That can't be right. That's it. Maybe we just never install one of those, never rogue algorithm. We also might want to look in like what's other good cards that combo with the rover algorithm, but probably not necessary. He's hoping tomorrow treats you better. Hey. Okay, so David is an issue. Study guide is an issue. That's largely it. Oh, actually, we're pretty bad against like pirate decks, like Hangamaru Gabali stuff. I guess then we'll just kind of rely on eavesdrop. It's going to be hard to get ice on everything. Hard mull for the rig. Oh, we are mulliganing so hard for the rig. Femme Fatale. Femme Fatale, interestingly, actually doesn't... I don't know if Femme Fatale prevents the fire of eavesdrop. Because eavesdrop is not an on-encounter ability. Maybe it does. If they Femme Fatale, that's fine. It's not. When encountered ability. So we have to read. Because Hunting Grounds doesn't deal with eavesdrop. There's a chance Femme doesn't. I have to read what Femme Fatale says. Femme beats it up, beans. Better name. Is that a thimble rig in your pocket? Or are you happy to see me? It's a rover algorithm. It's a dog. I'm going. Tracker beats it too. I've been quaking in my boots against about Tracker for a fair bit now. It's about time. Now we have to deal with Tracker. 15 games tonight. Not a big number. Again, post-Worlds. Has anybody else seen who's been playing on JNet this week? Are people playing... Do you remember an eavesdrop stack? Yep. Are people playing the new cards? Like, I've seen some deck lists people are putting out. Mind you, it's like... It's ripe. Or ripe with deck lists online. Like, people are posting... Excuse me, their Worlds and King of Server stuff. So that's really cool. But are people playing the new stuff? It should anyways. I was super excited to see this deck. I'm excited. Power Tap beats it? It doesn't. Yeah, Nexus is gonna be an issue. Nexus actually isn't an issue because then we keep moving it. Yeah, I'm actually really scared about like the cards we designed at Worlds. Because that Corp one looks like little to no fun, legitimately no fun. And like we'll always put one in every deck. Is it even one influence? It might be one influence. I don't even know what it's called. Ah, that's cool. Hired help, it's one influence. You put this in every deck, right? This card's insane. This card from now on is a one of in every corp deck. I don't think there's any considerations why you wouldn't play this card. Which is the biggest issue. Res 1, Trash 3, insane ability. Not excited for that card. I think people are going to get upset about this one. The other one's not that big. JNet Games list empty for anyone else? Pyox, how's it going? That's scary. But no, it looks good on our end. We just had someone join. Not a name I recognize. Cab. This hand sucks because it doesn't have Thimble Rig in it. So we're going to go hit that button there. Hired help. Yeah, that's the one. Yes! Okay. We got the Rashida. Don't know what restricted card they're on. We can always protect it with the rig. We always want to get that out. I think we do want to put it nice on R&D. Just so that they can't threaten both if they install something. And I think this is probably good enough. If they run this, we drop the Thimble Rig on it. Even the IP block will give them a tag, which is nice. If they take 2 tags, we kill them with boom. Pawn Shop, restricted card. We're not going to see we're not going to see Employee Strike in this matchup. Cabinets are coming down. Reaver Shop, really strong deck archetype. A lot of trashes. We're going to fire that Rashida. We're going to take 3 cards, 3 credits. Kind of all we need here to find what we call our combo. And the combo is kind of alive and well, isn't it? Installing the Harbinger, drawing a card with Reaver on their turn. Mind you, this is a fun combo. I feel like we're zoomed out one too many. No, we weren't. So we want to get this on the outside of the remote for sure. Now, we want to get this scored as soon as possible. This makes it obvious that we're trying to jam. And this has to be res dice. Oh, it doesn't have to be res dice. Oh, that's interesting. So we can do install advance, put that on there. Not likely to be on Fem. If they run HQ, we can always jam the IP block on it. Astrolabe coming out a bit too late. And install advance IPO, dude. I think with the Sephimov encode, I don't love that. Because they only have to break 1 ice, and all our ice is pretty shit. It looks like they're going to set up. So now we have like the play here, where we can do server 2, advance, and we can just go ahead and eavesdrop on this ice. And they can't take tags, because if they take tags, we destroy their ace ops. So now they're going to have to take a bunch of tags. We get the Nisei token, stops a lot of their multi-axis, and it makes that Thimble Rig server really annoying. Now, if they run through it twice and they don't break the last rig, if they break it, then we put it back on the front. Like, this is going to be an issue. And they just disconnected, which is never good. Fansite coming down. I'm assuming they are on Shadow Net, which is actually pretty hard. Hard Thimble Tell? I don't know. We could just be playing weird decks at this point. Who knows if it's a hard Thimble Tell. We definitely get that Nisei scored, and then from there, let's see how it goes. This combo actually doesn't look like terrible. Easier to play in yellow. Obviously, all your punishment is in faction, and this is only one influence as opposed to this being two. But Raro, a disconnect is correct, Vincent. We're going to give them a minute or two. They had a pretty good setup. They have a lot of credits, right? They got Aesop's Pawn Shop is sitting comfortably. They have like, what, another 6 credits, and that Reaver. It's pretty good. And they're largely only playing Cabanessa for that. They still have a self-modifying code so they can grab, so they can install breakers, but... Oh, actually 3 in the bin. So like Cabanessa's ability might not be that great because they can. I guess they could always like pull a breaker, run the remote, and so it doesn't get removed from game. They can install another program trashing it, things like Cache, stuff like that. And mind you, that they were actually on Harbinger as opposed to Cache, which is the same influence. This gives you 6 with Aesops. Cache gives you 5. So I don't know. Could be on Rebirth into Haley at some point. Just sit tight for a minute. They had a 94% finish game, which isn't stunning. Like 96, that's like what, 1 in 20 games? Goofs. So it's not 99, you know? You need to keep that Uber score up. Ugh. Reaver Shop Woo's rich. Yeah, they have a lot of money. And I'm pretty, they actually could be in Cyber Cypher, which is medium bad. We built it, and they just quit. And in fear, they some run both Cache and Harbinger. That's greedy, but probably is the right play. Now, mind you, you can Cabanessa Woo for these. You can't Cabanessa Woo for Cache because it's a virus. And they dropped the David. Oh yeah, this deck actually could be running Brahmin David, which would be terrifying. Luckily, we do have the Eavesdrop, Trace 3. I feel like we've been patient enough, right? Going to go ahead and hit that leave game button. That sucks. Give that another shot. It's over. Yeah, right? We won. Ngolo's popular one right now. Ngolo is not terrible. I think Ngolo like 6, like has some break points, but no matter what, it's at least 3 and then that trace. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Ngolo's not amazing. Check the JNet chat. Oh yeah, it's actually always worth doing, right? Nothing to see here. But yeah, if you have an opponent disconnect, it's worth coming back in here. A lot of times you see people here being like, hey, you see like, sorry, Tug, couldn't get back in, stuff like that. It's always good to see that. If you're just tuning in, this is what the splash screen looks like. Strengthy Thimble is kind of Rex Thimble. Sorry? Just switched Ngolo. This is Parabellum. Yeah, Ngolo's... Yeah, I actually saw that a lot in Shaper at Worlds, is people playing Ngolo. And it's generally the most expensive card in their deck. Like, a lot of Haley Pawn Shop decks are running Ngolo because it's a good flexible breaker. It breaks just about any ice for, like what, 5 credits? The thing is, 5 to come down in the early game is a bit much, but Pawn Shop has money, right? Ngolo is good for DNA Tracker. So, yeah, it's good for Archangel. It also takes up 2 MU, which helps against Cortex Lock, which is in our deck. It also lets them break yo, Piox, what's up? It also lets them break AIs. Or like trap ice. We got Isla Bios. Yeah, I like Ngolo for the pseudo AI effect as apathy. It lets you run aggressively early and not hit traps hard, which is pretty good. So Isla, going to build their NV-RAM, 4 cards off the top. We got the Thimble Rig. That's actually a keepable hand for sure, right? I'll go ahead and keep that. Hey, thanks, you too. Now, Piox knows what we're up to, so they might have built around it. We got a Psycho in hand, not that great that early. And they easily could be on strike. I've seen, what's called list? Comment lists are running 2, maybe 3 copies of Levy. That could be the restricted card. I think we actually want to maybe jam Rashida here. The thing is, if we can't really protect it. So if they fork this and then like indexing, we're goofed. We've goofed. We can even just install double advance this though. Yeah, that's almost always the play, isn't it? It's an NGO front. Don't run it. Don't run the NGO front. The awkward thing is if we have to ice it, we actually can't score it. See, like, live dangerously. This is like the safest play in Netrunner. Legitimately the safest play. Like, we're weak to strike, and I like if it was a Val, you don't do this because a lot of Val decks are on strike. If it's a smoke, it's a 50-50. Film Critic is still kind of popular. If it's an Isla, I'm pretty sure they're on Levy. Uh-oh. Sports Hopper. Now we don't know what's up. We're so good at this game. Gotta just take that. I think we might just want to take a credit so we can throw in the Thimble Rig Res. Throwing out the Psychographics, not a card we need in our hand considering we have Archive Memories, but we're doing pretty good. Credit Advance, even if you have to res the rig. Yeah, exactly. So we're up an Issei token, so they might want to try and do an early burn on things like, excuse me. On things like they want to maybe jam an early indexing, stuff like that. Now, specifically, they are playing Sports Hopper, which is not a common card. They probably are running either Big Link deck or, I don't know. Maybe they're playing a combo deck because they're just dieseling up to 11. Maybe they're an Origami, but it looks like it's Emergent Creativity. So they can throw out multiple cards. Maybe this actually is, oh my god, is this the Monolith? It's the Monolith! And we are live! What such value. Study guide free. They're playing study guide. God damn it. Fucking nanotech free. Magnum opus 1 credit. Full rig down. They have a study guide. God damn it. But it happened. We've been hard countered. Playing Levy Advanced Research Lab, a card. I don't understand why that exists. We still have an option here. We do have the Eavesdrop. We do have the Thimble Rig. And they're on Magnum, mind you. They're definitely not on the Opus. And they have a way to get through our Thimble Rig. No matter what, I think we need the NGO front money. So I'm going to go maybe even play that one. I'm going to go ahead and make this look like a Nisei again. Yeah, we got hate cards. We did get we hates cards. And they actually might be on, mind you, they have like a 300 MU. They might be playing things like, if they're playing Study Guide and playing a greedy deck, they actually probably are running things like Multi-Threader, which means Study Guide is largely free. So luckily we did top deck that Eavesdrop, best card in our deck. And we do have a Psycho. Maybe we can score out. We did throw out the Psycho though, and we only have a single Archive Memories. They're running this. So we're going to go ahead and pop it just to get the free install. I'm pretty sure they could last click run R&D, but like indexing's not that bad. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to res this. We're going to gain 8. We're going to click this. Oh, whoa. Oh, oops. Oh, it destroys the server, so I can't do that. I thought we'd be able to put the Thimble Rig in front of it, which we could have. Oh, actually, oh, sorry. I goofed that. Yeah, because we don't need money to do this. I did that wrong. Do you mind? Shouldn't have trashed it because we only trash it if we need to res it. So we always install this, then res and trash. Like we can do everything, right? Can't be an Issei, you're on 0 credits for sure. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. And then they have to encounter it. So no res though. Yeah, because we don't need to res it. It's fine. But it's just a free install. It puts it on the innermost, which is obviously not great. But we're going to try and make them run through it with the Rashida. All good. Maybe not ideal. Obviously, if we have another piece of ice, that would be better. And here we go. Levy Advanced Research Lab. Reveal the top 4 cards. If any of the cards are programmed, they had one of them to stack. They have to reveal them, though. We don't know what they've drawn, so we know it's 1 of 4. The other ones go on the bottom of their stack, though, which is actually really awkward because it means they'll never get to them unless they shuffle. Not a great draw. I think we want to draw once into ice and then just jam the Rashida. Yeah, that's pretty good. There's actually a chance that we could like jam Philotic there. They can break 2 ice. They can't break barriers. If we drew a barrier, things would be pretty sweet. I think we just jammed the Rashida. I don't think they're gonna run HQ. Like, we jammed this early. Maybe that means they run HQ, but no matter what, this is happening, right? The one deck when Monolith works. How's it going, Mission Master? We actually played against a Monolith deck before, but like that was actually a pretty good setup. Like that was a lot of value. Funny enough, they can prevent brain or net damage. Doesn't really help stealing Obokata. It does help a bit, but not really, because like you're trading one card for one card when it comes to net damage. So they show Dirty Laundry, Lamb, Sports Hopper, Magnum Opus. So we know they have a Lamb in hand. Oh, I actually have to show which card they pulled. So we know they have a Lamb, and we know on the bottom of their deck is a Laundry, a Hopper, and an Opus. Only 2 of those matter. Maybe even 1. It says, if reveal the top 4 card stack. If any of those cards are programs, you may add 1 to your grip. I don't know if we're meant to see that. Okay, so we're going to go fire the Rashida. It's a good card. And now the Lamb, they actually can break the Sandstorm. But we got a lot of cards there. And so we want to make this awkward server, and we want to just keep jamming things into it. So we'll put 1 on R&D. It's always good to have that so they can't get indexed. We don't know what their multi-axis is. Mind you, they have 1 MU still left. Not like I think they'll need other stuff. I think we want to make them run through this remote as much as possible. And the Sandstorm on the remote is pretty good. Though might not actually break it this turn. It doesn't matter. And then from here, it's a bit awkward. We could put another ice on the remote server, which is actually not terrible. We probably want this on the inside, but eventually we're going to be able to move with the Thimble Rig. We probably actually should have rezzed the Thimble Rig when they ran that server, just so we have the ability to reposition it. That was a misplay. Having 2 more credits here doesn't really matter. And we want this for HQ, maybe. So we'll put this on server 3 just so this gets better. Yeah, we should have rezzed that just so we can move it. Man, that's a lot of cards I've rarely seen, if ever. Both Monolith and Levy Resource I've never seen for real. I've actually never seen this card for real. Not a big fan of it. It's really expensive. And maybe they don't mind that much. Considering really expensive. They installed that for free, right? Yeah, they did. Check that out. Mind you, they're probably playing 1 or 2 of these. That's like 10 influence. We're going here on R&D. I think most of our Kokens are 0 strength. So if we res this, we can draw a card. I actually don't care, dude, that much. Wow, they're letting Rashida go through. Yeah, this is probably okay. They gain 1. Yeah, they clicked for 1 credit instead of hitting Magnum Opus. Obviously not right. I didn't realize. I'm not paying enough attention. They clicked 1 and played Gamble. I don't think that's right. Now, they're not threatening to end their deck, but against any Jinteki deck, I don't know if you click Gamble when you have Opus. Okay, this might be too many cards. They know what 1 of them are. Oh, we found it. This has to be rezzed. We have the Excalibur, so we can do a combo here with Excalibur and Sandstorm, but we can actually jam. So we're going to go build the remote server. I think we're going to try and get the score, so we're then on game point. What's the most important card here? I actually don't know if this one's going to ever matter. They're not on strike. I don't actually think we care about the scarcity. They have Opus. It doesn't seem that important. All the other cards seem a bit better. Not by a lot. Just a bit. Mati, yeah, we are Mati, and we can always Mati install here. Basically, we want them to run through the server. They probably run on this one, though. There's not a lot of Jinteki cards that on advanced you have to run, so this is a 1 of in the deck, and they know it. We can actually use the Nisei token. So let's see. They might actually go and break this, which is kind of expensive. But man, we got hard countered by that study guide. Like, we could use our Nisei token here. Actually, no, they can get through it. Because they don't have to break 1 of these if they goof it. So they're thinking they can let us fire. If they let us fire, okay. So it looks like we're going to lose a Philotic. That's never great. Sandstorm. I don't want to fire it now. It seems like it'd be more impactful at a later point. But we could use the Nisei token to score this. I don't know if that's correct. So, oh, it's implemented. So Trace 3. Tags don't matter that much. I miss Study Guy with lockpicks. It was good. I was thinking using Mati on that R&D run, but oh, I see what you mean. I'm going to put the Mirage on that for sure. Okay, they pay 3. They can break for 1 if they want. Use it to chain and Issei. It's definitely better than this, that's for sure. Break. You gotta break that. And I think we'll install the Miraju. So I actually don't know if we played Matee on JNet ever, which is kind of wild. So they got a break for 1. There you go. Don't have to boost the study guide. Not just yet, at least. Forgot about the ice itself. So that cost him 4 credits. Oh, we were meant to move this. It's fine, though. It's not going to matter. Continue. So they can check out here if they're scared, but they want to keep this Lamb ability. So we just have to remember to put that on the outside of the server, and then we have our dream server. Yeah, we actually can chain pretty well. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to do install advanced NGO front, and then we're going to rover algorithm this card. They can't run. So we're not worried about central pressure, like we no longer do that. So they're just going to Opus up. So it's all going to come down to Opus, and we don't have defensive upgrade. So this is our best defensive upgrade. Start a turn. We're going to swap Thimble Rig with that. Getting that later down on the server is kind of okay, I guess. Not the best. Oh, man, that's great, though. So we've built it. We have built the big rig. Rover algorithm, 4 ice. If we had another ice in hand, obviously it'd be better. Trace 3 every time. Absolutely disgusting. I think they're going to try and win off R&D, which is probably correct. And we don't have any burst draw yet because we used 2 Rashidas. We can preempt them, but they can't R&D lock us. I guess with the Miraju, it's a bit harder, but it's going to be hard. We have built an absolute abomination, and it looks like they respect that Nisei token. Oh, we have the indexing. Fantastic. So we're not going to go ahead and res the Miraju. We can always like go ahead and Nisei token this, but of course we don't want to. And then when they rerun, they have no bypass effect, so we'll res the Miraju. Perfectly played. Love that it comes down to big rig v big rig. Like the biggest rig versus what's hopefully going to become the biggest rig. And that's actually a big thing about this deck specifically is they don't want to run this remote if they don't need to because it just powers up the Thimble Rig. If only Thimble Rig was a Byroid so you can slap Wet Work Refit on it. Yeah, right? Keeps getting subs. All right, we're going back. Here you res the Miraju. That's going to go ahead and get a shuffle unless they want to break it. And then just not run. And then we can always preemptive shuffle or just jam whatever they put on the top. No more action. Go ahead. Figure it out. If Lamb breaks it, grown, it's still considered breaks it. Like, it's not bypass. So they can, like, this is still going to be an issue. Right, so they pay 1. Cool. I think I can go again. That's fine. You can also sub boost the rig. We talked about that actually because Henrik, who emailed, said about sub boost. I don't love it. Generally, people are better at breaking barriers and high strength code gates, and adding another subroutine isn't actually that impactful. So this seems bad for us, but it's going to ensure that we draw the agenda. So, okay. And they have to run through this twice, mind you, right? We don't want to move the Thimble Rig. Fuck. Do we install double advance this? Oh, just typed in the wrong box. Oh, I see. You're looking it up? This is what the Lamb is. So, like, we could jam this. We can do install advance advance. This is going to be 1 strength, 2 strength, 3 strength, 4 strength. Holy fuck. Yeah, I think we're going to jam it. Unfortunately, the Sandstorm, I wish it was further down the server. They know the next card, so like preemptive shuffling is okay. I think we jam this, right? And like, I don't think you put Future Perfect on the top. It seemed good also because making us spend money means the future is easier to steal. But that means there wasn't a Nisei, so the next 4 cards are probably not our agendas because you definitely put the Nisei on top. I don't think you put the Future Perfect on top. Let's see if they stim hack this remote. Gabriel Celesti, fuck me. They have all the tech. Actually, no, that doesn't matter, does it? Nah, this is fine. They have all the big rig tech. That's hilarious. And we have built a monstrosity of a server. Oh my god. This is going to be 4 Trace 3s for a tag when we have Psycho available to us. Let alone it's going to be a lot of strength. And looks like they're going to allow us this. We don't want to move that. Another Rover. Not unique. Rover is not unique? What? Unfortunately, we're out of hedge fund range. So, like, next turn is credit hedge fund. No real play. But we know the next 3 cards are not agendas. Wow, we can make the biggest big rig. The Lamb subtype change lasts until the end of the encounter? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's only encounter. So like if we boop them. So at least Lamb can break this once, but like once we move it, there it's a re-encounter. So it actually doesn't do much. This isn't that great on there. Unless they think there's a lot of big barriers in a row, but that's not going to be the case. So now jamming anything this remote is good. We actually might consider preemptiving just to get Rashida's and everything back in. But I don't want to preemptive now because it shuffles the next 3 cards that they're aware of. I have the honor of creating a double rovered quicksand. That's the dream. Oh, okay, so money's not going to be an issue anymore. Mind you, we've rezzed. Not a lot of ice. It's kind of value that leads me to make bad deck building decisions. You know what, actually, I think last turn we should have put the Thimble Rig on R&D. Because that's what they're most likely to run, and like we can always move it back here. The thing is, like, if we top deck an agenda, do we jam it? We know we're not going to top deck an agenda, so we don't jam. So we definitely put the Thimble Rig on R&D. Beth coming down, we're at 14 credits. So like they still know the next 2 cards. So I think we want to move this. Oh, but then the Miraju's in a bad spot, so maybe we don't move it. Do we move it? No, it seems bad. They're on indexing. I don't think we move it. Cortex Lock doesn't do a lot. If we draw once more, it breaks R&D lock. Obviously don't want to do that. But I guess then we preemptive. We can keep this in hand for this remote too. I think we want to Thimble Rig on R&D as much as possible. I guess we might as well draw. Oh, Nancy's not bad. Definitely a taxing piece of ice. These are both terminals though. We don't really need the money in a rush this turn. I don't know if we do anything here. Install it so you can rig it. Rig what though? Install what? You know, thinking about it, Quicksand should have been our barrier instead of Kakugo. Yeah, Kurtz, you're totally right. Quicksand probably is okay. It's kind of value that leads you to make very bad deck decisions. Fix Sandstorm. Oh yeah, we could slowly fix Sandstorm, but it's actually really hard because we have to swap it there, then swap it here, then swap it back. Like it's super hard to fix with a single Thimble Rig. If we had multi Thimble Rigs, that's fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and preemptive. We know the next top cards, and if they're on indexing, it's still gonna be an issue. So we definitely want Rashida's more than NGO fronts. Actually, maybe that's not entirely true. Having an advanced thread is pretty good. Install the Cortex Lock so you can rig the Cortex and keep Mirage on R&D. I don't actually want to rig the Cortex Lock because if they put another program down, Cortex Lock is blank. Like Cortex Lock only literally does nothing. It does 1 net damage. Like I don't think we are going to install Cortex Lock. Here we could. I know, here we install a Nancy, right? Yeah. Yeah. Install the Cortex on outer. Never res it. Like as a bluff? This is 3 strength, so it's gonna cost them 3, 4, 5, 6 credits. That's not on nothing. Yeah, that's money. And we can still kind of IPO out of this, which is good. Obviously, the hidden agenda here, it's terrible. 1 future perfect out of the game, so we have 3 oboes. 2 Niseis. Only 5 agendas left on the deck. Next card is not an agenda, not untrashable either. We have 3 clicks left, not running HQ. Trash Miraju, 3 more. Not Chagron, what do you mean? Misdirection coming down. God damn it, Shapers. Shapers, they got all the answers to all our stupid nonsense. I want to leave that there. Oh, that's good money too. We could draw once, then they run HQ. That's fine though. I will play money. Threaten the big ice. Oh, install Manotech because it costs them 3 more. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we should have tried. No, I like the Miraju. I think the Miraju is fine. The break point for here is once we get 5 ice on the server, so we can still do a bunch of ice here. Like we also want to consider doing the thing. This is a new card they don't know. Damn. Oh, we found it. So this means that will be 1, 2, 3, 4. So they still have to boost by 1. Oh man. Oh, we're gonna do it. Chat, we're gonna do it. They have all their MUUs. The Cortex Lock does nothing besides make servers more annoying. So we can click for a credit here. Rover algorithm than Anansi. I want a Rover algorithm than the Thimble Rig because we can make them pass through it a lot. Actually, yeah, Rover algorithm is not terrible either, and then we can like decide what to do with this. They got a lot of money. I just want to get like an NGO front to jam in this remote. That's kind of all we want to do here. Like anything we can jam in the remote. So actually upgrades are pretty good considering our game plan is about jamming in the remote. So having upgrades helps a lot. Just so we have more things to jam. Because the next thing we have to jam has to be an agenda. That being said, they have to get through this twice. And if we don't force them to spend money, they can do that. Mind you, not a lot of cards left in their deck. Oh, bookmark. Makes sense with their deck. Okay. I think we're gonna go do this. Alright, we built a thimble rig. We built the big rig. Have to deal with a Nisei counter. Have to deal with both an Excalibur and a Sandstorm. Might just have it here. Beth, they got 5 clicks. Fuck. It's a lot of clicks. So we're going to start with the Trace 3. You should play Biovault. I think you're right. Biovault is really, really good in this deck. I'm not going to boost that one. Doesn't seem great. You have to consider Hopper Bing for Link. They trashed their Hoppers. Hoppers helps, yeah, actually. Hoppers helps a fair bit. Like, the fact that they trashed a bunch of their Hoppers sucks. They're taking the tags, though, so maybe not. Okay, now the question is we have to play this perfectly. Fuck it. This is getting big, right? Because we have to either decide to move it or let like things like the Sandstorm fire. And I don't think we let the Sandstorm fire here. We basically, they have to break the Excalibur. And I think we basically have to end the run twice. This is actually going to be kind of difficult. Ah, fuck. Oh, man. Kind of think you could have been reorganizing the ice over a couple turns to put the Sandstorm after the Excalibur. Yeah, I think we goofed it. We probably should have rearranged this considering we're not doing this right. And this is going to be a puzzle that I'm going to play improperly. Right? So if we res the Sandstorm, they let it fire. They have to let it fire. Maybe move the Thimble to the bottom, then move the Sandstorm after the break at the bottom. Ah, this is difficult. Fuck me. How do you... This is a puzzle that I was not ready for. Move Sandstorm says the outermost piece fights. So if we res this, they break it for a fair bit of money. And then this fires. So they can't do that. So they can't break this, which puts them on another server, which basically just costs them a click. So we can't let this fire. There's no way we let this fire. Swapping puts Sandstorm on the outside. After they get past the innermost Thimble rig, you can swap Sandstorm again to have it on the inside. Yes. Okay, let's go. Continue. Yeah, we always leave Excalibur there, which is awkward. This server is actually like quite significantly bullshit. If we wanted to spend some influence on things like Border Patrol, it's even worse. Alright. Well, this is fine. They always want 2 clicks left. Now, we're not threatening. Like, if we draw an agenda, we can maybe Psycho. But we have to top deck it. Alright. Tag. Now, this is 2 strength. So they actually have to spend 5 credits to get through this. Wait, this might just be enough. Oh my god, this actually might just be enough. Because every time they go through this, it's 4 more credits. Double Rover is killing it. And they need to break this. Now it's 4 strength. Wait, is this first time a turn? Oh wait, so these should fire. Okay, hold on. So this we swap. But this should be counters 2. It's gonna be, oh, that works. Counters 2. And so they have to break this, which means they can only do that once. Oh my god. I think we're gonna lose this Nisei token. They have 2 tags. They break this. Ah! This is now 4 strength, which is another 5 credits. We can install an ice from hand, which we're definitely going to do. It doesn't do anything. Oh my god. I'm gonna go fire that trace. Yo, this server is good. Holy shit, this server. Do we put on the outside though? Yes. No, actually, we gotta do the math. Like, there's so much math involved in this. You made the World 2019 deck. Case closed. Do we put this on the outside? Yeah. Yeah, there's no reason not to. Because no matter what, they'll hit the Sandstorm. The Sandstorm on the inside is the best thing we could do. Oh, this deck is so hard. Okay. Now the Sandstorm's on the inside, which is really good. We're going to use Mattia ability, install that. That makes it more of a bullshit server. We're obviously not going to res that because it does nothing because they've used all 7 of their MU. No more action. We're going to put more counters on this thing. Counter 3. Gonna do that. Counter 3. And basically they can just Magnum 3 times and come into this remote, but then they have tags, which is good because we can... I don't actually think that matters. We're going to go ahead and use that Nisei token. And if they... And if they do that last click, though, the Sandstorm fires. Which is here, not on the innermost. Not a big deal. Oh my god, this deck is performing. Big Rig versus Big Rig. 6 strength Thimble Rig, Trace on encounter. Ice. If anyone plays Ice Destruction, we are so goofed. Holy shit, though. Even this thing can't keep up. 4 more credits. 5 credits every time to break this thing. And if they do like all the Magnums and run this, like we just we Sandstorm them. Oh, we good. This is once per turn, right? Oh my god, this is so good. Oh, this is so good. Our ice choice. Tag. And they're floating tags. We can top tag the boom. Okay. So we just need to make sure that they hit that Sandstorm. I actually don't think they can afford the server, even if we just make Thimble Rig over and over again. Like, they just can't afford it. Counter 4. Counter 4. Like, they can't even break this. Like, they're gonna run out of money. Like, we don't even have to Sandstorm them. Yeah, Thimble it works exactly like a Mumbet City Grid. It says when you pass it, you can swap it. So, like, we're just gonna be as obnoxious as possible. Henrik, well played with this deck. Yeah, right? And Henrik said, like, you know, there's some other, like, they just run out of credits here. Like, we don't even have to fire the Sandstorm. Which we will, though, just for BM. Yeah, that's ultimate BM. But we could have, like, they needed 5 more credits to get to this remote. So they can't break this because this is once a turn. So we're going to go ahead and trash this. And they can go run archives. They start with 31 cards. David Hoffman, how's it going? How overpowered are those player cards from Worlds? I think one of them is insane. I only think one of them is great. And we have the money. We have the credits. Obviously, you got to fix this. Gonna go ahead and psychographics out an NGO front. Oh, no, this is wrong. This is wrong. This is so wrong. So we're BMing a bit here. We're showing off. Okay, no, this is fine though. Undo. Psychographics, 14. I'm an asshole. Good game. Oh, wow. They only had 6 tags. Woo! That was wild. I love that it was Rig, Big Rig, Big Rig. Monolith was dope. And, like, yeah, if we didn't have defensive upgrades, like, I don't know. There's so, against this, like, Magnum and all the good breakers, like, what other ice actually could possibly have contested that? Like, this monstrosity is probably one of the only ice that we could have contested that. Excalibur Sandstorm is a relevant combo when their only AI is Lamb, right? But absolutely nutty. Nutty. One of those are great, and one of those is RIP CTM. Oh, yeah, the champ cards. In terms of the other ones, I think the CTM card is alright, it's playable. The other one is, like, busted. A massive meme for when I ran out of cards. No way. Install trope, use it to shuffle 2 monoliths back into stack. Windfall. Hell yeah. Windfall, click for 18 credits. So they, you can also play Windfall much more easily, I guess, now with Labor Rights, or Labor. That's the new Mike Sheehan's card. And you can, like, shuffle back in 3 cards and you have no deck left, and, like, Windfall for 18. Keep doing that. Could you control F for Magnum Opus? Fem would be good. Yeah, Fem is actually a problem. Fem is definitely going to be an issue. There's ways to deal with it. If they Fem this, it'd be kind of rough. Yeah. Fem is pretty bad. Wow, that was wild. We're going to do that again. Actually, it's worth saying because people are talking about this in chat. I think we had this prepared. Funny enough, so FFG said they would release the championship cards for PDFs you can print, and they released these the other day. And this is wild because we saw actually this art before in the background of like some promotional picture, and this art is what this card used to be called. If you've seen the updated versions of the card, it's no longer this, and all these cards seem to be older versions of the champ cards, and a lot of them are slightly different. Like Labor Rights does 4 cards instead of 3, which it does now. The art on crowdfunding has been flipped, and I think it does look aesthetically more pleasing the other way. This 3-1 was a 4-2. And I think it might be better as a 3-1, maybe. It means that you can combo with border control and like weird trap decks and do some fun stuff with it. Still pretty expensive. As a 4-2, it's not bad either. It makes it easier for the score, and it works better into like a Glacier plan. I think you can play border control with like maybe Timely Release, I think it's called, the 4-2 version of this. And then like you could do Nisei plus one of those plus border control and build like a pretty strong Matique Glacier deck. Slot Machine got 1 credit cheaper. I don't think Slot Machine is particularly one of the better ice, but for 1 influence, it's not terrible. And Embolus, I don't think they touched, and that's largely it, but just absolutely wild. They released the wrong documents. They tweeted about it today, I think, or yesterday, saying like, oops, we've been hacked. I've also heard other people point out, and you can kind of see it here. This card here is actually shorter than this card here. This card here is taller, so good luck with that. For what it's worth, Mike playing cards, I'm not going to use Edge as a browser, but if you want to go, and I think my meta is doing this, if you want to get these cards in your meta, because I know they're not that obtainable, not everyone went to Worlds, you can go to websites like this, like Make Playing Cards. I'm not affiliated with them at all, but like you can go to like one of these things, like add your design, choose custom game cards, and this seems like the best version for your money. And I don't know what the right size is. Let's just see, it's this, but you can choose like the quality of this card stock, and the quality actually goes pretty high up. You can build like silk cards too if you wanted to, and you can print like 100 copies of these cards, like a full deck of just those cards, for like I think it's like $30 American plus shipping. So if you have a bunch of metamates, you can print out 100 of those, and like legitimately it's like maybe 30 cents a card, which is probably your best way to do it. Give it out to people, sell it, whatever you want. Don't sell it for money. Like, don't make a profit off of it. That's probably a shitty thing to do. Also, shout outs to there's Netrunner stuff on here. Kat Shen, who helped we work together to do the intro of Worlds, has their store up here if you want to get some Akuas. They have some other stuff. Oh, laundry's done again. Other cool stuff up here, like the other cards like Labor Rights and Border Control with the champs' faces on it. So you got Mike and Chris Dyer on there, and then some other cool stuff like the Celeb Gift is awesome. Amaku is great. Gabali, QPM, New Sound, stuff like that. Chiefs is also new. Profit is fine. Profit helps address the scarcity. Maybe, but like at that point, if there's 30 cents, I don't think it addresses scarcity. Like addressing scarcity is giving them away for free, right? Buy vaults help defend from potential hippo or spoon plays. Yeah, not well though. Against spooned, yeah. Hippo, no. We can make this deck better though. Swap Kakugo for Quicksand. I like that. Where do you get the card backs? Yeah, that's the thing, is for the card backs, you're going to be sleeving these cards anyways. So legitimately, do whatever you want. I do have high-res scans of card backs from back in the day. I think I can just distribute those freely. Let me check if I have those. I should have them because we did a lot of card back stuff. Let me see if we have these. 1 second. Beans. I'd have to look into it. I might have some, but they're just scans. Like I think if you could find some big high 600 credit scans. Alexis Spicer. Oh yeah, Alexis has their cards up here too, right? Does Alexis also use this? Alexis has some great arts. Outfit. I think I'm getting an outfit. I think Alexis is selling like a whole pack of these too. We'll see if we can find them. Okay, maybe not. Anyways. Slot Machine is actually pretty good. It costs 3 to code gate. That rarely costs less than 3 per break. Yeah, basically you're paying 3s that they go through it for 3 every time. It's like one better pop-up. It's like 1 credit swing better than pop-up window. Its ability is interesting, but it actually helps the runner out. Like when I see the next 3 cards on my deck, I'm feeling pretty good about it. So not that convinced. But yeah, If we can find a deck that has advanceable stuff like a Wayland deck, okay, that's cool. I'm surprised FFG didn't include theirs since they're encouraging people to print their own. I'm not totally surprised. I don't think they want people to make like legitimately looking fake cards. I think they just want people to have access to them. Like they expected people to print them on printer paper. I don't think they love the idea of people like printing them and maybe selling them. So I'm not totally surprised. Why is Quicksand good here? I can't swap down with Mumbet City Grid, but the runner already doesn't want to run it a lot. It's not amazing. It's kind of on theme, I think, Rain. It's specifically cool because it's another thing that taxes out Femme Fatale. So if they Femme our Thimble Rig was to have like some cool counters to it. But it's not amazing. It's basically for Centrals. Yeah, maybe Kakugo is actually better. Yeah, Kakugo is probably better. It punishes you for running through it in a equally meaningful way. If you pay someone nothing, they're less likely to make and have the cards. Oh, I see what you mean. I don't know. I think it's easy to order from the website. Okay, do what you want. But anyways, there's ways to get the cards. The PDFs have been updated on Fantasy Flight Games. They're a bit hard to find. You want to go to like products, Netrunner. Yeah, maybe this is worth pointing out. Maybe you don't know this because it's kind of buried. You go to Netrunner. At the bottom, there's a bunch of like, that's where they hide all their documents. So like if you go to the bottom and you go to player resources, you got here everything actually. So the NAPD multiplayer identities, community cards, and the champ cards. So everything's here to print if you want. Do not scale to fit. So looks like the right size in theory. So you can go ahead and print these out. These are good. Again, I think this card is absolutely busted. I'm really upset that it exists. Are these cards legal? I don't know. This card's fine. Whatever. This is CTM and asset spam. That's fine. And then everything here. And then you see how the cards are different. This is different. This is different. It's cool. Woo! Slot machine. Excuse me, I read that. Labor rights was wrong. It was. Let's not forget the ice cost you a massive amount of credits and clicks to set up. It's Vince, you shit talking my deck? No, it's beautiful, man. It's the best ice in the game. Let's give that another shot. Actually, do we want to change this? I think we want to get yeah, we want to get some other things in here. So like we know that the sandstorms are actually really good because we're not gonna be rezzing our ice on a remote server. Sandstorm seems really good. Swordsman is cute. Mirages actually did a lot of work. IP block, probably not necessary. Do we have another good way to do one influence? Maybe closed accounts? Oh, hey, Marc-Andre. This is a link. I think Marc-Andre just bought this. This is the link to Alexis's page if you want to find it. Search Netrunner Corporate Mega Pack. She's selling all her alt arts. I was lucky enough to pick up Gagarin Sync and Architects Last Worlds. This actually here is a Matt Zellinger art. If I'm not mistaken, it was commissioned, and it draws a bunch of the people in the artist colony room in Slack. I think Alexis is in the bottom corner, maybe. And then there's also you get a slot machine outfit, Blue Sun, and Acme. So check that stuff out. It's pretty cool. Thanks, Marc-Andre. I'm not sure all these cards would be legal for any future Netrunner tournaments run by FFG. I think they are, Terrence. I think they're specifically legal for like the NGO GNKs that are coming up soon. Might be wrong though. Scarcity, honestly, we didn't need. We never played it. It's good. Feel like we don't need it though. I want to jam things. What's good? Baddie's good. Actually, like Breach, what's it called, is really expensive, and we'll do 2 baddies and this. No, fuck it. We'll do 2 Biovaults and 1 baddie. There's also some chances where like you use Biovault to break them after they get through Kakugo, so you protect your Obakatas. There's some plays in there. Cortex Lock isn't not that good. That's good early. Meh. A lot of our ice we're never gonna res. Yo, what's up, Ochikun? How's it going? I got Alexis Architects as a door prize from Australia New Zealand Jane tournament. It's sweet. It is really good. I really do like her design. I did love the shinies. They are good. Also, man, am I just plugging everyone tonight? I guess that's fine. Orbits has a sale. If you want to check out like this whole pack, it's discounted. Its shipping has also been a lot cheaper. I'm considering picking up another one of these. I like them a lot. But yeah, check out Orbits. They make good stuff. They got wallets to give out too. Opuses. Anywho, what am I gonna fix here? What are you gonna fix? I'm making weird ass noises. What's going on? I like the swordsman. I actually don't like the IP block that much. We can't rush behind it. We have 1 influence left. Gronkov is saying fast track. Fast track is a really good card. It actually might. I don't know. I don't think our deck is actually that fast, considering we're building a convoluted combo that maybe fast track's not necessary. Maybe for one influence we could play like anonymous tip. Not terrible. Gonna go right into my cube once I finally get around to making it. I think actually a lot of the world's cards, like, maybe specific. I think labor rights. I think slot machine. They're all actually really good like draft cards. They're like at the right power level for that. Crowdfunding also is a hell of a card. It's actually a really good card. It's really fun to play too. All right, let's give this another shot. I think we made some changes. Maryland's a worthy mention. Yeah, fuck. Maryland is kind of cool. Yeah, Maryland is actually pretty reasonable. I don't know what we drop for it, though. That's the issue. Like 60 nice is probably enough. But I do like Maryland. I think Maryland's cool. Pack is 21 cards, 2 of each IDs, 1 copy of Artist Colony. Hey, Gronkaf, what up? They know what's up. What up? Gronkaf is in Twitch chat. They're playing Smoke. Probably have ways to deal with big old ice. We got that Cortex lock. I teched. Oh, I'm pretty sure. Oh, I know it. Well, we'll keep this hand. It's good enough. Got the early Rashida. Got the NGO front to back it up. Remember last game, how we like just jammed at the Nisei? How good that play was? Oh, Chris is also saying Maryland. Yep. Yep. Oh, I missed you, Chris, on that. I've generally been a fan of one-time shipment, but maybe not in this version. Yeah, one-time shipment's also not terrible. We got it. People don't mind running that much. We definitely want to get that off. We'll put this on R&D just so that we can ice this up. Like, the thing with Shapers, they can do indexing, and then if we put the ice on that, they run this. So it's nice to install one ice. We'll keep the end to run on here, and we want to Mirage in R&D as soon as possible. Smoke, again, could be on Strike. Could also just be on Film Critic. Both of those, not the best for our deck. Strike, obviously, a bit worse because it stops our ability, which is a lot of free value. We actually could go ahead and pre-res this. Oh, running HQ, that's actually a really good run. We could use our ability to install the Cortex lock, which actually would have done a lot of damage, but we did pre-install it. That sucks. So, future perfect. Yikes. I actually feel like we can spend a lot of money on this one. Yeah. Maybe 2 is always wrong. I think they almost always spend 0 when they have to set up. Like, they probably have a gamble in hand. I don't know if they're interested in going down. We also are still threatening Snare. Gronkaf knows our deck, so... Actually, I had no idea what your deck was going to be about since I joined late into your deck building. That Massive Thimble Rig came as a surprise. It was really cool. I can't believe it kept up with your big rig deck. Ah, beans. Ah, man, we just lost 4 credits. They just siphoned us. They're going to be throwing out cards, though, if they don't install this turn, which... Okay. We can res it. It doesn't actually do much. It lets us actually play Rover Algorithm. They know what our deck is. And now they're going to have to, like, discard cards. And we can always play this out and then, like, jam with the NGO front. We'll probably draw ice for HQ. Paperclip in the bin. Don't have Arc Lockdown. Why would spend 2? So that it's res so that we can drop Rover on top of it. That's the only reason. And they're playing a stealth deck, which shouldn't be a surprise. It also lets it reposition. That's a bit awkward. Now we could jam this into this. I think they're going to run HQ. The problem is that we didn't draw any ice. They don't know that, though, but they definitely want to hit HQ for the future perfect. So this hand's actually like incredibly awkward because they want to hit the future perfect when we don't have a lot of money. Oh, mandatory draw. 1 more ice. Oh, we got it, actually. No, that might do enough. Ah, fuck. We want to do advance, which means we have to throw out a card. I think we can afford to throw out the boom. It's way too far away from being good. It's also cheap trashable, so if they do get in, it's more easy for them to hit the agendas. So we're going to throw out the boom. Yo, Timberling, how's it going? Yeah, that was pretty rough, wasn't it? How you doing, Timberling? Big Rig versus Big Rig round 2. We got to deal with stealth. We're pretty good with dealing with stealth. They can break high code gates pretty well. Like, both Refractor and Houdini deal with this well. Houdini actually would be a huge fucking issue. God damn it. That's the tech. There it is. This is the good tech. I've seen everyone at Worlds play Refractor. This one keeps strength until the end of the turn, so... Yeah, it's pretty bad. That's the one tech card they put on their deck. Pretty good option. We can go ahead and put down the Kakugo there. They don't have enough money to get through, so we're going to go ahead and pop this. We want to protect both of these agendas. We're going to res this. Gain 8. Use this ability. Put this there. We're going to res it. They are probably on turning wheel. We're going to go ahead and end the run. They need 5 credits. Anansi me. Oh, you're lucky this time. How much longer do you think you're going to keep streaming Netrunner? Till like midnight? In the future, if you're asking, yeah, probably a while. I don't know why we'd stop. If there's people here, people are enjoying it. That seems important. I have fun. We did just draw the Nancy, which is pretty good. We could jam anything here. I think we want a bit more money to throw in the Nancy, and then we basically want to get this going. They can get through this for 1 credit though, so like, fuck. But this threatens the Nancy, which has some good value. Yeah, I understand you, Timberling. I was joking. I have no plans to stop, if that answers your question. It's not like I have a date written down, but keep watching as long as keep streaming. Hey, super cool, Neil. Glad you enjoyed it. All right, well, they're going to get a Nancy in the face. Cortex Lock wouldn't be lethal. We only are on 3 credits, so this might not look like a big thing. So once they pass, they can jack out here. That's the thing, actually. No matter what, we want to get the Nancy down, so... Hey, can someone in chat, if they say continue, then can we resident NGO front, or is this the last? Oh, they're saying go. Okay. I think we're gonna hit them here. They are on clone chip though. It might not even be that good. We're down to 3 credits after this. No, there's no way we res that, do we? No, there's no way we res that. No, it's not worth it. Doing 4 net damage. They don't have a lot of cards in their deck. I don't know if we want to spend 8. Do we want to go down to 3? Timberling B2. Hey, thank you. Ugh. Yeah, that's not great. Now 2 NGOs. We can jam here. Again, this doesn't end the run, so like they can always get through it. I think we jammed the Bio Vault. But still, it's not good. Like, we need money. Fuck. Fuck. I don't think they run this. This is a Marcus baddie, right? Yeah, this is bad. We just don't have enough money. That Houdini is going to absolutely hose us. Kill? It's hard to do that. I mean, kill. Put down Nisei? We just can't threaten it. Like, we don't have enough money. Now we have the kill, right? They need their Sentry Breaker. You have a point there. Oh, that's exactly what we wanted. Okay, so now they have to get their Sentry Breaker because it has a Nancy into Cortex Lock, and they can break one of them. It's probably going to do 2 damage, though. We actually could have considered jamming the Oboe, but you generally don't want that early. We don't know what console they are. Some smokeless actually run Turntable. It's a pretty good console in Shaper. Not a lot of people expect it, so you don't want to score your 3-2s early, or your 5-3s, excuse me. It's still bad with a Nisei, though, so... And Nancy and then Cortex, the thing, David, is they can jack out, right? Like, if it's the Nancy, they can just, like, jack out. So they're never going to die. You're right, though, it is like an end of the run. But if we can score this, we're in such a good spot. And they have access to their Barrier Breaker, not a lot of credits. Mind you, 2 cold reads are out. All right, they're going for it. All right, so this is going to technically end the run. We don't want to push that. So this is going to res this. This is going to fire. So rearrange the top 5. This is really good for... Oh. Okay. Yes, thank you. That's very kind. I think we have set up the combo. Okay. Done. Correct. Draw 1 card. Oh. Did not consider that fully. That's fine. Yes. Oh, we could have not drawn a card. Actually, I don't want to draw a card. I'm not going to draw a card. That's fine. They do not draw 1 card. So we're going to go do 1 net damage. Hit a Paragon. Pretty good. We're going to do 3 net damage. Excellent. Hit an indexing and cast double indexing. Fuck. We're good. No more action. This could be a baddie. Can't do too much damage, so we're going to go ahead and put this on there. If they hit this, they die. If they type the words YES in chat, we win the game. That's pretty good. Okay. Got him. 2 indexings out, though. That's what we feel good about. And we know that we have the Rashida next turn, which is going to draw into our stupid server. Gonna go ahead and put that and just get this one, just finish that one up. Gonna score that. Also, they do still think that this is a Marcus Batty, mind you. It's kind of good to put that in the remote, even if they get in. They still have to pay 2 credits. They still know that this is in hand. Obviously not the best, and I think we're going to go and res this. And just, you know, hit that misdirection, the last cold read in a cloak, and you can go ahead and access the card we know. Which is one of our, I forget if we put Rover or Eavesdrop on top. I don't think it matters. Thimble Rig is fine there, so we can start and build our stupid shit. Let's just put that there. They did lose their misdirection, mind you, so the Psychographics in hand has a chance of being really good. We know the next 3 cards. Try and rush the Future Perfect. We just don't have enough money. Once this fires, though, yeah, we have the money. And Houdini's, probably the Rovers are actually way worse than Eavesdrop. Luckily, we're getting 2 Eavesdrop, 2 Rovers, so we might be able to get out of that. And we only have to worry about 1 less indexing, and we still don't know what restricted card they're on. And they're going for it, mind you. They can't steal the Oboe. For the Future Perfect, they can bet a fair bit of money. Oh, they just... Oh, that's actually not good. They spent 2 stealth credits to get 1. That's like wasting a click. I guess it puts their money somewhere else. I don't know. That's Houdini's actually kind of bad with this Netrunner combo because you're spending 2 credits to boost instead of 1. I don't think they should have done that. Yeah, thank you. Oh, that's very kind. Oh, what a draw. What a draw. So the Future Perfect is pretty good. Because I think even if they get the Future Perfect, we can Nisei them out. If we had an Archive Memories, we can consider booming them even. I think we definitely want to build that. And then what do we want to do for HQ? I think if we put a card in this server. Behind the Kakugo, this one's safer. I want to put this in a remote. Next turn we can do advance. If they run that, that's trace 3, trace 3, trace 3, trace 3, trace 3, trace 3. Seems pretty good. Definitely this is safer in HQ, so this might be wrong, right? Like, there's still a side game here. That actually might be strictly wrong. You might want to keep that in HQ all game. Now, they are on future. They might... I'm assuming that they're actually on 1 copy of Film Critic. Oh, actually, fuck. They just play Strike. Checking archives. Just to boost, which, again, is not good because they're paying 2 stealth credits to get 1 stealth credit. So, they're... Oh, Paragon. I guess it breaks them even. They get to see the top of their deck. I think we just jam this thing. Only issue is that if they get through this server, like, they have a fair bit of money. It might be difficult to Psychographics out, but things are looking okay. Like, this is ice. Holy shit, this is ice. So, not on Film Critic. Obviously makes this better. And if they get through this and take the tags and unscore this, I guess we can't do everything, right? Like, could we do, like, if we install Psycho, Archive Psycho? I don't know. No, we can't. We're 1 credit short. Things are looking good. Found SMC. I think we just want to clear this. The Rover is actually probably not going to have a lot of value considering Houdini just deals with so well. So we're just going to go ahead and jam this. Clear the current. Makes them a bit more scared of running. Rover seems bad. Trashables in HQ are not good either. It looks like they want to run HQ, but even if they found their SMC, I don't know how good it is. Like, this is still a problematic server, and I think we always will give them the Thimble Rig over the Nazi. Just because the trace 2 trace 3s. Oh my god. Okay, so they're popping. Gonna bring out either Switchblade or well, they're on Switchblade, so that's influence. Probably not on Clot. We can install a card from hand here. If we do this, it's all their credits, which is not great. It will end the run, though. But then we can't advance this, so we'll let them have a single access here. And I'm not going to install this in hand because it makes HQ more vulnerable, but I think next turn we have to jam in Geofront. Oh, actually they could because they have Netrunner credits, so excuse me, they can't actually paperclip through it if they wanted to. Only 20 cards left, too, mind you. Last click a credit, let's go. Oh, but with Kakugo cuts off multi-access or money cards, even crucial breakers. It does. Yeah, it's not great. I don't want to draw. We don't have enough credits to jam this, so I think we're just going to jam this and hope they run it, right? Because if they run this, they might take all the traces and then Like, we don't care. Like, they will trash our Bio Vault, but it looks like we're never going to advance our Bio Vault. This would be better with a baddie, the way that our deck just doesn't have enough money and is a bit faster, maybe. That, like, the Bio Vault might not be good enough. Cards are clicks. I hear you, David. Like, it's definitely good, but, like, we just need enough credits to jam the Oboe, so I don't want to spend 4 to res an Ice on R&D. And luckily, they only have 1 indexing left. Otherwise, they do have a real threat going on there. Indexing into... Maybe they're on Freedom. They're not on Mad Dash because it is a restricted card and they are playing Strike. That's the Nisei. Could be a Nisei, right? Yeah, this is the winning card. They have to run this. Or they can just like call our bluff. And again, luckily we're playing on JNet. And I just snap installed that so you can't tell if that's the agenda or not. The thing is, like, if that's the Nisei, it's a good play because we're only on exactly 2 credits. So if you install double advance and bluff, that's a 5-3 when we don't have enough money. So it's basically between it being the Nisei and an NGO front. If we had 1 more credit, they would 100% need to run this. But the fact that we don't means that they don't have to run this. So if we had another credit, this would be a much more good play. Melee's not the best. If the Kakago on remote goes in, they need 10 cards to steal those. Woo! Ooh! Cuban coming down. So whenever they pass the ice, they gain 2 credits. Luckily, we're still coming out on top. That does deal a bit of the, bit of it. They have the good tech cards, and Cuban is actually pretty common smoke deck. So I'm not gonna get salty about that. That's pretty fun. I still think it's fine. This is whenever you pass host ice. So still chase 3, gain 2. Oh, I think we come out on top. Clone chip coming down. So here, have a tag. It looks like we might actually be able to psychographics out next turn and win. Oh, because they don't have enough credits to cloak to clone chip for misdirection. I think we win. I think they win. We win. This doesn't need a stealth credit, mind you. It's always going to be 0 strength. I think we win. We just need to make sure they end with 5 tags, which seems very possible. Continue. We got to keep asking them, technically. Norville Rogers, how's it going? What do you think about the champion cards? Firstly, how's it going? I don't recognize that name. I think they're okay. Just need 4 tags. Yeah, with 4 tags, we can win. I probably shouldn't have said thinking. That might make them back out. Maybe I'll make them double consider. I think the cards are pretty fun. I think Labor Rights is great. It's a very interesting card. It's pretty flexible. I think Slot Machine is more fun and interesting than it is good. Oh, they just jacked out and they cling a tag. Shit. Started turn, we're gonna sub it back. What else do we have? I think Border Patrol is the one that's potentially a bit busted. All right, well, they wasted their turn doing nothing. And we have Excalibur and Nisei token, so I think we're fine no matter what. So we're just gonna go ahead and jam that. Put your money where your mouth is. Fast Track actually Psycho is interesting. Sorry, Norville. What else is there? Embellis, excuse me, is also interesting. It's like replicating perfection. It's a pretty good card. I played against a bit at Worlds at King of Servers, but I did play Paul up, so I wasn't actually that concerned about it. Political Operative, that is. And I think I'm missing one. Oh, Crowdfunding is dope. Crowdfunding is just like a fun card. It's just a good card. It's just an interesting, cool card. Very good with Apocalypse. Just good in a run-based criminal. Like it. Run-based criminal is fun. Yeah, Border Control. Also, Athena. How's it going? Border Control seems nuts. Specifically in a Mati deck. Like, absolutely wild. Okay, they're taking 2 tags. Cool. So they're drawing cards. That's cool. Yeah, Border Control with Matisse seems insane with like cards like Excalibur. But the thing is, like, you don't even need anything flashy for Border Control to be really cool. It's obviously really good with oh, their Cuban's not firing. Oh, it is. It's also really good when it comes to things like excuse me. Oh, they could have some C for Divey, I guess. Trace? I don't think so. Sorry, I'm just gonna deal with this first. Doesn't look like it. Nope. Oh, sweet. Excuse me. Okay, cool. Okay. But yeah, the thing was like I played against people King of servers that were playing like border control 2 tags with like blue sun, and they just put it on a big remote, and it doesn't matter. Like if they run through big ice and then they just fire their border controller, it's just like the strongest ice in a glacier deck, specifically in Wayland, which is cool, I guess. They lost Surveyor. It's kind of similar to that. Border control was Dyer's card. That's correct. 2 tags? Oh, okay. So we're going to use the Mati ability after. Put that there. Put the Mati ability here. Continue. I'm glad we put 2 Excalibur. So they could, in theory, like clone chip for self-modified code to install a Dive, or even to install their admin, actually. Maybe we did fuck that up. The thing is, if they do that, they can't get misdirection. So, not the best. And they're going to be able to trash this Biovault. I was a bit hasty, actually. That wasn't as secure as I thought. I forgot that they had access to admin. That's bad. Would you put a link on this deck list in the description when you're done with it? I'd like to mess around with it. Hey, I don't... It's not published system, but at least, like, if you want to screen capture it. It's this. You want to hit that screen cap button? It's just not a public list. I don't know if you can share private lists. Without the Netrunner, they can't keep running R&D. Oh, they can keep running this. It's still 0 strength. So then admin's coming out. They still have 7 tags. If we top deck Boom, we win. Or sorry, if we top deck Archive Memories. So they're breaking it. 1 credit. Oh, cool. They actually can't trash or Biovault. They're going to take this for the damage. Oh, hold on. Oh, fuck. Oh, sorry. I meant to fire Paragon. Oh, wait. Do I need to fire this? No, I don't fire this. No, that was wrong. No, excuse me. Oops. Didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Yeah, we didn't want to do that. There's no point to that. No. Why would we Nisei that? That's terrible play. Like, we just have a good Nisei and a good server. Yeah, we don't Nisei that. You can share private lists? Oh, sweet. I thought they disabled that because there was an issue. Okay, let me throw this in chat. The version actually we're playing on Janet's a bit different because we did make some changes, which are documented on it. Oh, they can trash the Biovault, obviously, with Netrunner. Excuse me. Who came up with this eavesdrop thimble rig idea? It seems pretty good. Sebastian, how's it going? It actually came from an email from Henrik Larson, who emailed me 4 days ago. I didn't respond, unfortunately. Please make a deck with this combo: 3 times thimble rig, 3 times rover algorithm. It's crazy fun. Great in Mati with Jinja City Grid. A combo with eavesdrop and sub boost also. Mandatory patch day is here. I don't actually think they were saying about. I see what they mean, mandatory patch day. But they didn't trash that. That can't be right. Okay, we're gonna top deck in Archive Memories. Fuck. I really hope I put 3 clone chips in here. We're gonna go advance, and we're just gonna put this in server 1 so that we can draw. But yeah, it seems really fun, and it is. They specifically Groancap New Air deck and teched against it. Like if they played Refractor instead of Houdini, we definitely would have gone in and played like our rover algorithms on this thing and made it even more disgusting. But it's pretty good. All right. Break is for free. We could put the Kakugo on there. I don't think it matters. We can also just end the run with the Nisei token. Actually, no, it does matter. If we install the Kakugo, it ends the run. They lose 5 credits. I like that. That seems good. Also, they lose credits off of this. I'm going to do that. We go down to 0, but we can still boom our way out of Rashida here. We can also just like Biovault it. What did I play at Worlds? I played a Titan deck. And I played Geist. Thimble only 1 influence. Yeah, you can play this in yellow. It's actually pretty cool. So res the Rashida. If we draw the boom, we win. Or the Archive Memories. Actually, no, we're 1 credit short of the Archive Memories win. Excuse me. Luckily, we didn't draw it. This is some spiteful shit. Multi-game vision, how's it going? Imagine playing it and making news with that 1 asset that drains them whenever you win a trace. Oh, that'd be gross too, right? But at that point, they don't run, and you have no good way to punish that. That's the thing, is like in theory, in faction, we have ways to punish that. Cards like Excuse me. Cards like shipment from Tenon if we want to build like a fast advanced deck, but okay. Do we do triple eavesdrop? I don't think it matters at that point. I think we just do credit hedge fund. Again, Rover. Actually not terrible on Kakugo. This seems, yeah, I don't think they're gonna misdirection. Let's see how many clone chips they have. What do you think trashing Net McCurry? Oh yeah, the tag. We can trash Net McCurry. That's totally wrong. She just left in disgust. Yeah, we definitely should trash McCurry. Sorry, I'm not paying attention. Door to door plus this? Yeah, that's gross, right?